in the cause of freedom and justice. Let our people take to the streets in fierce numbers, meet violence with violence, and let our battle cry be heard around the world. Freedom, freedom, freedom now or death.
You are tuned to Radio Free Dixie, the voice of armed self-defense, broadcasting in the year of fire.
Yeah, check it out, check it out.
He's locked in.
Yeah, check it. Hot damn black America again. Think of Sandra Bland as I'm staring in the wind. The color of my skin, they comparing it to sin. The darker it gets, the less fairer it has been. The hate made, I inherited from them. But I ain't gonna point the finger. We got anointed singers like Nina, Marvin, Billy, Stevie. Need to hear them songs. Sometimes to believe me, who freed me? Lincoln a Cadillac, drinking a battle raps. Or is it Godspeed that we travel at? Endangered in our own habitats. Them guns and dope, man. Y'all can have it back. As a matter of fact, we them lab rats you built the projects for. Now you want your hood back. I guess if you could rap, you would express it too. That PTSD, we need professionals. You know what pressure do. It makes the pipes bust from schools to prison, y'all. They trying to pipe us to your political parties, invite us instead of making voting laws to spite us. You know, we from a family of fighters, fought in your wars and our wars. You put a nigga in Star Wars, maybe you need two. And then maybe then we'll believe you. See black people in the future. We wasn't shipped here to rob and shoot ya. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women are created equal, including black Americans. Yeah, that's black America again. I'm gonna do another verse for me. Check it out. Check it out. From the same thing. Check it out. Keep that beat roll. Yo, we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Trayvon will never get to be an older man. Black children, they childhood stole from them. Robbed of our names and our language. Stole again. Who stole the soul from black folk? Same man that stole the land from cheap black smoke and made the whip crackle on our back slow. Made us go through the back door and raffle black bodies on the slave blocks. Now we slave to the blocks, cause on them we spray shots. Leaving our own to lay in a box. Black mother stomach staying or not. We kill each other more than the cops. I wish the hating would stop. We are at war and a battle with us. I know that black lives matter. Do they matter to us? These are the things we gotta discuss. The new plantation, mass incarceration. Instead of educate, they rather convict the kids. As dirty as the water in Flint the system is. Is it a felony? Or a misdemeanor? Maria Sharapova making more than Serena. It took Viola Davis to say this. The roles of the help and the gangsters is really all they gave us. We need Avas, Ta-Nehisi's, and Cory Bookers. The salt of the earth to get us off of sugar and greasy foods. I don't believe the news or radio stereotypes we refuse. Brainwashed in the psycho to spin. We write our own story, Black America again.
Mr. Carmichael, do you see any change in atmosphere in the South? Do you think that we are approaching a more militant or revolutionary stage in the civil rights movement in the South?
Yes, I certainly think so. I think we're moving now into a political arena. And I think that what Negroes are now tampering in, what they're tampering with, will touch the entire country, to be very precise. For example, many Negroes who have registered to vote have been evicted from their lands in Lowndes County. People who have worked on plantations for 35, 40 years, because they've registered to vote, have been evicted. So that raises a philosophical question, not only for us, but for the whole country. Can property-less people be made as equal as property owners through the vote?
Do you think the formation of your party, the Black Panther Party, is perhaps contributing to the change in atmosphere and making it, in fact, more explosive?
Yes, I certainly think so, because this is the first time in the country that Negroes will be organized for their own political interest, and they will form their own party and move along those interests as they see fit. It is unlike Negroes across the country who are registered in the Democratic Party, but are not organized for their own interest.
Now, what I don't understand is this. You are also a member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. At the same time, you are organizing a group in the South, which almost certainly will tend to contribute to violence, or at least counter-violence.
Well, they won't contribute to violence. They will just be seeking their political rights, and that they will have to defend those rights. Now, they will defend it the way the country defends its own rights, the way we defended in Vietnam, the way we defended it in World War II, the way we defended it in World War One, the way they were going to defend it in the Dominican Republic, I imagine. They will defend it the same way, violently.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Yo, what's going on, my people? What's going on, Jermaine? What up, Bakari? And yeah, I'm sorry I came on so late. I was having technical difficulties. My whole computer just shut down. I had to re-upload or re-get the whole thing that I had set up. So, and then, of course, apologize to my brother Bakari. I know he had a show. I ain't know if it was gonna go down or not. And, I did want to come on before it got too late. Now, I do want to come on to say two things though. These are the most important things, you know what I'm saying? So, like, first and foremost, I'm telling y'all to make sure that you are subscribed or go to my other channel that's in the description. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. My backup page, the Forecast Radio 24. Make sure y'all subscribe to that because I'm pretty sure that YouTube is probably going to start blacklisting my stuff more. They may give me more strikes. Someone told me that, when they try to click on it, someone said I promoting hate or something like that. So I'm telling y'all to make sure that y'all subscribe to my other channel just in case they try to do something to this channel. And that was the whole purpose. Now I do got to do something like set up a call list or a call log or something like that. But like I said, make sure y'all subscribe.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, my nigga. Get on my face for real, man.
All right, my bad. I still got technical difficulties going on. So if anything happened during the broadcast, y'all already know. But the link is in the chat for anybody who want to come in. I'm putting my backup channel in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in case something happens to my other channel, I'll be over there and also other platforms and stuff like that. So make sure, and I'm gonna put the right link in the description, but this right here in the chat, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go to that channel in case anything happens. Now the second thing I want to say is now this Saturday, I said it before, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm sending the emails out too late. Shouts out to Erica, you know what I'm saying, for holding me down and doing everything that she does, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. But I know Bakari is saying like, yo, people like when is the next meeting? Now I postponed it because I ain't think people want to deal with it because they wasn't really showing up, right? But um and it's not to stop it, but it's just to postpone it until the right time. But apparently, people want to be a part of the meeting. So if you want to be a part of it, you take my email and you email me, and I'm going to email you the link to it's in the description too. But I'm gonna email you the link to the meeting that we have, the private meeting, if you want to be a part of it. And we're gonna have this on this Saturday at 3 o'clock East Coast time, which will be 12 o'clock West Coast time, right? I can't speak for other times around the world. It'll be 2 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock West Coast time, 3 o'clock East Coast time. So if you want to be a part of the meeting, you know what I'm saying, where we try to discuss and get things off the ground. I know people always like, yo, we just talking and not doing anything. If you want to be a part of that, make sure that you email me or Bakari. You can email Bakari. And Erica has everybody who has came before emails, so she'll email the people. And like I said, I hope it's not too late. You know, we'll do it again. But I've been saying it for a couple of days now. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to do that, you email me and I will email you the link. And also to that, you know, all the people that yo, what's going on, Raw? To all the people that donated to the you know, the water crisis thing, you know, shouts out to all of y'all. And I'm not saying no names because I don't know if you want your name to be said or not. But you know what I'm saying, it's definitely people, you know what I'm saying, that I respect and love, you know, that looked out. So I'm gonna have a meeting with y'all. Like I said, man, we got this month and next month, and I'm gonna try to go hard to do what I can, you know what I'm saying, to raise the money to get what we need, you know what I'm saying, just to get I mean, I'll be happy with one, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully we can help as many people as we can. But this is a goal that I definitely want to reach, you know what I'm saying, no matter how I feel about it or whatever. That's definitely a goal that I would like to reach, you know, and help somebody, you know. So, like I said, anybody who definitely want to be a part of it, I'm gonna go down there myself to see everything that's happening myself. Hopefully, Bakari come down there, you know, and whoever else in the area of Lawrence County, Alabama, however you say it. So, if you in that area, you can definitely come out there. I know people talk about meet and greets and doing stuff, and you know, like yo, if we seriously want to get out there, we can definitely do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's if we can make headway. You know what I'm saying? If we can get close or not. You know what I mean? So and let me put the and next time I'm not going to use GoFundMe. I didn't know they you don't have to put the tip on there cuz the GoFundMe, the company, they take that money. You don't have to do that. You can go down and you can say 0 tip, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to add the extra. I know GoFundMe try to take theirs off or whatever, but you don't have to leave the tip, you know what I'm saying? And had I known that, I would have been saying that from the beginning. But I didn't realize that that's what it was doing to people, you know. So yeah, I'm definitely not using GoFundMe next time. I'm probably gonna use a black owned thing because there are several black owned ones. I probably should have did more research and all of that beforehand. But you know, like I said, man, I don't want to stop this particular one until the time is up. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, there are people who care and put it down there. I said Loudons County, not Lawrence. VA is not country though. But yeah, so if you want to be a part of that, I'm gonna email, I'm gonna try to be I'm gonna be in contact with everybody who has donated to that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to y'all and see what we're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? How everybody want to do it, if anybody got like input, you know what I'm saying? um to see where we are, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be in contact with y'all. So, you know, those three things. Make sure y'all subscribe to the backup channel in case they take my channel off. Cause they're trying to do that to a lot of people right now. Other people are getting blacklisted. Somebody told me that they're trying to say that I'm threatening or making violence or some crazy stuff. And you know what I'm saying, if you want to be a part of the meeting that we're having as far as Team Black, you know what I'm saying, me, Brother Bakari, Erica, and everybody else is involved, that's going to be Saturday. So my email is in the chat. You take my email, you email me and let me know. And then, you know, I'll definitely send you the link so you could be a part of that. And that's 3 o'clock East Coast time on Saturday, this Saturday. So that's, and I don't really like to date this stuff, but it's Saturday the 9th, you know what I'm saying? July the 9th, you know. at 3:00 p.m. Eastern, and that's 12 o'clock West Coast time. And those who have been part of the Alabama thing, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna email all of y'all and see where we go from here. So yeah, that's all I really needed to come on here and say those things. But those are things that I need to say because people be like, yo, you didn't give us enough time, you know. But y'all already know I can't just come on here. And this topic is not that strict, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really all I wanted to say right there. So, you know, if you want to come on and talk about whatever you want, I don't plan on being on here that long. I got held up, you know, all this technical difficulties. But if not, you know what I'm saying? You already know that I do have a couple of videos to show y'all, you know what I'm saying? A couple of warning things, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let me I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. And like I said, the link is in the chat for anybody who want to come on. All right, so but if you come on right now, I'm sharing the screen. I won't see you until I'm done. So let me go into the first thing so I can get through this stuff. All right, because I want to let y'all know what's going on right now. I hope this don't mess up my computer. All right, so look, I want us to be prepared for like what's already happening. We did 1,000,000 be prepared shows, but I guess we'll have to do 1,000,000 more, you know? Because to be honest with you, like I have faith in us, you know what I'm saying? I understand the sickness that we have, but you know, I mean, it may take the end of the world, but it may not be that far, you know, and that's just the way that we know it. So listen, and we already know this is not us, right? A quarter of Americans, and we know who they mean when they say Americans, say they are ready to take up arms against the government. Poll also finds that more than a third of those currently own guns. Now, I don't know about us and how many of us own guns, and you know what I'm saying? I definitely don't know how many of us are ready to take up arms against the government. Now, understand this, right? Because people be like, oh, we try to be like white people and all this stuff. I'm going to show you what these people do because I don't really think we're trying to be like them because you know what? They are ready to take up arms against something that protects them. And when they say something, then they do it. So, you know, 37% who support this is just who admitted it, who supported armed insurrection against the government currently owns guns right now. Now, I wonder what that it'll probably be like 13% of black people. I can't say that, but that would be my guess. 49% of Americans, white people, agreed that they more and more feel like a stranger in their own country. So all of this diversity training that y'all trying to push down their throat is making them want to have an armed rebellion. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are already armed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video right here.
The 4th of July is supposed to be an all-American and all-Americans celebration. But some new polling we'll share with you right now offers some fascinating and, yes, some troubling insights on our nation's deeply polarized political divide. Get this, a majority of Americans see their government as corrupt and rigged against them. Nearly half of Americans say they feel more and more like a stranger in their own country. And look at this. Nearly 3 in 10 Americans overall agree it may be necessary at some point soon for citizens to take up arms against the government. 45% of those who describe themselves as strong Republicans feel that way. 35% of independents do. And 21% of strong Democrats say, yes, it may be necessary soon to take up arms against their government. This poll was conducted for the University of Chicago Institute of Politics. 2 of the best in the business, you see them right there, Republican Neil Newhouse and Democrat Joel Benenson, collaborated on this project. They are with us live now. Neil, I want to start with you because the most alarming number in that it may be necessary to take up arms, the entire number is alarming. 28% of Americans overall, but 45% of people who identify as strong Republicans, nearly half of people who identify as strong Republicans say it may be necessary to take up arms against their own government. Where does that come from?
Well, I mean, these are stunning results. I mean, they really are. When Joe and I embarked on this, I mean, we
And he's right though. It is stunning results. I'm surprised it's not like 85% or something like that. But
put together the questionnaire. We knew the mood of the country was not positive, but it is so much worse than we thought it was. And so you look at that question on taking up arms against the government. You know, it's 45%.
he's right. It is much worse than I thought it was. A lot of these motherfuckers lying. Let's be real.
You look at that question on taking up arms against the government. You know, it's 45% of strong Republicans, but John, it's 33% of NPR listeners, 26% of very liberals, 37% of those with guns in their households. It really demonstrates the extraordinary polarization in the country right now, and there's a pandemic of mistrust between Americans and their government and their media.
And so, Joel, I was reading this and thinking about disaffection we saw going back to the Perot campaign in 1992, where people thought the government didn't get them, didn't understand globalization. These findings seem to tell me people think the government is out to get them, doesn't just understand them, but is somehow after them. The government is corrupt and rigged against people like me. 66% of Republicans agree with that. 46% of Democrats. I generally trust our elections to be conducted fairly and accurately counted. 56% of Americans agree with that. Of Democrats. I generally trust our elections to be conducted fairly. It doesn't just understand them, but is somehow after them. The government is corrupt and rigged against people like me. 66% of Republicans agree with that. 46% of Democrats.
Oh, wait, so hold on. Right, because there are a lot of people out there that will tell you to get off the Democratic plantation and go to the Republican plantation, and they don't even know that those people is planning the armed revolt, not against, because you know what, to be honest with you, they should want to revolt against their own government, you know what I'm saying, but it's not against per se the government, you know what I'm saying, because the government is exploiting them, but that's not my problem. I don't care, you know what I'm saying. They go call Ben Shapiro, you know what I'm saying, that's not my issue. And now 46% of Democrats, and I know we'll exclude the black population from that because they said Americans, and look at this, like, yo, even because you just look at the debates and anything that comes to this, they be like, yo, Americans, and then they be like, yo, like, now what are we gonna do with the Negro question of America? But 46% of Democrats is even thinking about taking up arms against what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who they talking about.
I generally trust our elections to be conducted fairly and accurately counted. 56% of Americans agree with that, but 4 in 10 Americans overall disagree with that. And you see among Republicans, 62%, 41% of independents. Disaffection, disillusionment, what's the word for it, and how do you fix it?
Well, look, I think it has to do with partisanship in the media they consume. If you look beyond some of those top line numbers and consider the fact that, since the year 2000, Republicans have held the White House for 12 years, with Bush 8 years, Trump 4 years, Democrats so far only 10 since the beginning.
And Negro 0. So I'm going to start right there because we haven't owned anything 0% of that time. So, that's just and it's so much worse than I thought because they lying out here, you know what I'm saying? Because they act like it's only a few of them. But let's be real, we already know what that, because I get that we got this replacement theory, but like, yo, I get that y'all say we want to be like white people, but like I'm saying, I don't think we do, because they are willing to take action and do things they got training camps and all of this kind of stuff. They'll go overseas and, you know what I'm saying, to other European places and train and do pull-ups and push-ups, and then they see a problem and then they take action. See, that's what I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with all of the extra stuff that we argue about. Is the fact that we scared, and that's why we arguing in the first place, But if we want to be like other people, let's see what that means, So let's go. Let's see how other people react to being replaced. All right.
Diving deeper into the accused gunman's white supremacist views, they fit in with what's known as replacement theory, the fear by a few outspoken white people that they're being replaced by ethnic minorities. It is promoted by some cable news personalities and by others who claim they're good people on both sides of the white supremacist thinking. Here's Lauren Glassberg.
Charleston, and now Buffalo. Mass shootings likely provoked in part by extreme racism and a belief in the false Great Replacement theory.
It's pretty clear to me that the Great Replacement theory was at work here.
Scott Richmond heads up the New York and New Jersey section of the Anti-Defamation League. His organization is already looking into the 180-page ramblings left by the accused gunman in the Buffalo shooting. He says it is filled with the kind of hate rhetoric that is freely espoused on social media.
First of all, we need to reform social media, and we need to reform the laws surrounding social media.
But it's also repeated by politicians and amplified by talking heads.
I have less political power because they're importing a brand new electorate. Why should I sit back and take that?
That feeds into vulnerable minds, according to Jennifer Jones Austin, who heads up the New York City Racial Justice Commission.
Now you no longer have to go searching, fishing on the internet and other places to find this information. You just turn on the news or the alleged news.
She says it's time to better regulate media and also encourages more education and greater effort to discredit conspiracies before they lead to violence.
The more that this picks up, and takes hold, at some point it may come to your neighborhood. And so you need to be vigilant and you need to be engaged and use, everybody needs to begin using platforms to speak out against replacement theory.
And now leading social justice groups are...
Now, you know what's funny? She said it may come to your neighborhood while speaking English. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the irony, because you already had your whole everything replaced. You know what I'm saying? But look, they got this whole quote unquote replacement theory, right? And they gave you a lesson in propaganda right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, the crazy part is you can't even convince ourselves to not let your family members be harmed. And then you have to apologize because I'm saying something radical. Yo, do you think I want my loved ones to be harmed and I can't do anything about it? How is that radical? It's radical to me to let this keep going, you know what I'm saying? And not say nothing about it. That seems a lot more radical to me. But the thing is, because when I say, self-defense, don't let somebody do something to you, we have to apologize and say, not all of them is bad now. Or look at what we does to ourselves, But when they hear that, they like, I have to ensure the survival of my children, of my future. And number one, this is for you to be prepared to know what's going on out here, to keep your head on a swivel, which it should have always been. Now, this could have been just some media hyped up stuff, but we do have the last 600 years of evidence of them doing the same thing. How many times does it have to happen for us to learn that it's the same thing over and over? They're not that creative. Same propaganda. And while I'm telling you to prepare yourself, you know what I'm saying, to like get batteries and all of that stuff, you may want to, because apparently there's this ammunition shortage is over, but I don't know for how long, you know what I'm saying? But they're saying that this ammunition shortage is over. But there's also ways that people, and if other people are doing it, you may want to consider that, you know what I'm saying, where they can get guns off of a printer, right? And make it. And it's not registered. It's not none of that. Yo, what's going on, Pelez? It's been a minute, my brother. And if you think we have seen the beginning of it, like I told you, they are and most of them are down with this violence, you know what I'm saying? So let me show you a couple of them just to let you know what's out here.
I, Dalton Barnhart, vow to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7 people. And Falcon Warrior 920? Who's that? Okay. Go ahead and turn around. Put your hands on your back. He's under arrest currently for making a threat to cause a mass shooting / act of terrorism.
Cause a mass shooting?
Yes. He made a statement, a threat, a written threat to plan to carry out a mass shooting.
But he's just a little kid playing a video game.
And all
That's
these kids
so
keep getting
far.
arrested. And that's why the FBI and the local law enforcement is spending so much time. Because how do we know he's not going to be the kid from Parkland? He's not going to be the next kid, the kid that shot up Sandy Hook. We don't know that. So when you draw the attention to you by making these statements as they may be jokes, I mean, I wouldn't expect the kid to go, yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm going to go shoot everybody up. No, when they're caught, it's a joke. I didn't mean it. It's a joke. That's when you're caught.
But these games, these kids say stuff like that all the time. It is a joke to them. It's a game.
Guess
and
what?
It's so
Guess what?
wrong.
My time in
Hate
law
that game.
enforcement is spent doing is arresting these kids for making these statements all the time, and for stopping acts too as well.
Okay.
So that's what our job is to make contact, because these kids think it's a game or a joke, so they go ahead and make these comments.
But it's just a comment. So how is there an
There's
arrest?
a Florida state statute that says you cannot make a written threat to cause a mass shooting, act, or kill or harm anybody else. Legislature has chosen to
Well, he
do
didn't
that.
cause or
Yes,
act or
yes,
do anything though.
He made the statement too.
It's a written statement. It's a written statement. It's a written threat to kill or to make a mass shooting or act of terror. So if I get on there and say I pledge ISIS and I'm going to blow everybody up, that's the same charge as, you know what, man, I'm fed up. I'm going to go to school tomorrow and shoot up my school. So they'll be going to DJJ.
What's that?
The juvenile jail. They'll be placed in there for several days, and we're going to go from there. The charge is a felony. It might be a second or third degree. I have to double check, because a written threat to harm somebody is a third degree felony. Second degree is when you involve a mass shooting in a school or an act of
He's a
terrorism.
little boy. He didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he's 15. He's still a little boy.
The white tear, the white girl tears.
And he's not one of the crazy people out there doing stuff.
Okay, well, he did what he did.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be treated as though he is a terrorist or something because he made a silly statement on a stupid video game.
Well, in the world where schools and kids are going to school to learn, they're getting shot and killed because people.
I understand that, but at the same token, I mean, you have to look at things case by case too. I mean, he's not that person.
Do you own a gun?
I have a gun, yes.
Okay, so he has hands and feet. He can grab your gun and go do something.
He would never do anything like that anyway.
We don't know. We don't know.
No, but I know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Ma'am, we're going to take him. He's going to go to our operations center, and we will go from there. But this is where.
Yeah, they're gonna go take him and get a little slap on the wrist. And let me tell you this, you know what I'm saying? While we spend our time on black platforms like fan base and stuff like that, being toxic and arguing with each other, making up reasons why, you know, they are using even platforms like video games to link up, create code languages, the ways to talk to each other, plan things, to meet each other, to work together. And they not worried about the people who's not down with their quote unquote extremism. They're only worried about recruiting more people who are down with what they are down with. And they use video games just like everything else. See, we have our own platforms and all of this stuff where we can talk, where we can do these things. But we just don't use it the same way. All right, so this is another one.
This is a look at the Amazon facility where he used to work. Investigators say he told several of his coworkers there that he was planning on shooting up that delivery station. Detectives were called, and they say those threats were believed to be legitimate. When Menace was arrested, detectives say they found an AR-15. Meantime, the San Antonio Police Department tweeted out this statement in response to all of this, saying this case highlights the importance of community collaboration and appropriate responses. This is the essence of see something, say something. If not for the witness who came forward, this incident could have resulted in a tragic outcome.
All right, so yeah, they don't have much. And notice a lot of these stories aren't yo, what up, Bakari? What's up, Learning Curve?
What's going on, my man?
Not much, chilling, my brother. Yeah, how you doing, bro?
Everything over here, man. Everything is everything. Man, everything is good, bro. Life
Yeah,
is good. I'm still black, still beautiful.
that's what's up, my brother.
So everything is good. I was watching you call it little. I was watching what the little white kid was he getting arrested.
Mm-hmm.
He need to be arrested. More of them need to be arrested. But I'm gonna tell you something, right? It's something you said. Black folks ain't trying to be like white folks because black folks scared. Black folks trying to be like white folks. Who is black people? Who is black people trying to fight? Who do they want to fight? Black folk, right? So they let you know who they trying to be. Just look at who they want to fight.
I
They are
don't know,
trying
man.
to.
Oh, my bad, Carl.
They are trying to do.
Hey, hold on, Bakari. Hold on. Hey, Pelez. Hey, mute your mic, my brother. All right, what's going on though? Yeah, mute your mic for a second. But yeah, go ahead, Bakari.
They are trying to do everything white people do, without a doubt. So yeah, they scared of white people, but they ain't scared of black people. So we just we do everything they do, but then we tend to complain about one part of it. And the part that we complain about is, what do they say? The one thing we complain about all the time is religion. But if you just sit back and watch black people, the way they move, the way we move, the way we talk, everything about us, the way they insult you, want to insult you, if you don't speak what they call proper English or proper American, they are doing everything in their power to try to be like white people. That's why there's so much hate coming for black people from black people. That's the basis of what I'm going to be talking about on my net. Like, there's no difference. We complain about the white man's religion, but what about the white man's N-word? Huh? Don't get rid of that. Just get rid of religion. But it's okay for us to be an N-word. It's okay for us to want to fight one another. We make excuses for everything for us to hate one another. But all that hate that we have for one another comes from us trying to be like the enslavers. That's my take on it, and I'll yield the mic.
And so, Bakari, so what about when they are on like these platforms like the video games and all of that stuff, and they're not like really arguing with each other? They're, you know what I'm saying, like, because it ain't really no consequences on online, you know what I'm saying, but they are kind of linking up, and you know how they talk on when you playing video games. They be like n-word this, n-word that, but when they talk to each other, it's all love. But even on video games, on fan base, you know what I'm saying, like, it's not the same thing.
No, it may not. No, it's not the same thing because black people don't like black people. Okay, look how we have heard the damn Tariq guy, the way he speaks to black people. But what did he say when them white folks told him, when the FWA told the FBA, shut up, niggers. I don't want to hear you Tariq 1, 2, 3, and 4 talk. We only want to hear that Tariq. None of them said a word. But if it's a black person talking, if that was a black person speaking to them like that, you would have been all type of N-words. You've heard them speak. You hear how we speak to one another. And that's the point I'm making. That shows how we want to be like white people. They accepted that. They shut down. They are afraid. They're afraid of white people. That's why they can follow a guy like that's why they can follow a guy and preach his word like it's scripture. I know you don't like when I say that. That's why I said it, because you ain't got no scriptures. They want to
Nah,
preach
I
his
got
word.
scriptures.
They want to preach his word like it's scripture. Neely Fuller Jr. That's why they can do that. Just listen to him. What Neely Fuller said. You don't get mad if a white person call you the N-word. They just showing you that they're mistreating you, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But every time somebody say something to the leader, founder, whoever of FBA, they are the N-word. They are absolutely the N-word. Or he'll tell you, if he don't want to hear what you have to say, that's, as he call it, N-word babble. That's what he call it, N-word babble. Because that's the type of respect we have for one another. None whatsoever. But we can always figure out a way, as they call them, the white supremacists. They can always figure out a way to try and be like them. Where do you think they get this movement from? They're trying, what they say? They're trying to replace us. Where do you think that come from? That come from them. Everything they say and do come from them. Everything come directly from them. Everything. I'll yield the mic, unless you got some more questions you want to add.
Yo, hold on. First, what up, K Shaw, my brother? What's going on? Yo, Maya, the Rainbow Goddess, what's going on? I'm glad you came through. I gotta let Paulette speak. So real quick, Bakari, let me ask you this. You think white people are afraid of other white people?
Do I think white people, it's according to what's said in their end. If you see the white people here, and they have a little fear of white people in the mountains, and I know that just from working with some, they do have fear of white people in the mountains. But they also know they can link up with the white people in the mountains at the same time. They're not, but they're called an outsider when they go to the mountains. So they don't want outsiders. So an outsider have to prove themselves to the outside white person, have to prove themselves to the white person from the mountain. They have their problems too. That's, I'm not saying they don't. They have their problems too.
So they only afraid of the white people from the mountains?
They're afraid of them when they go to the mountains. Yes, they are afraid. Now you ask me, do I think there's any white people that's afraid of white people? And I was yeah.
Yeah, I was just asking. Yeah.
I've met white people that they are literally afraid. They are literally afraid of white people in the mountains.
Now, do you think that's similar to black people?
What you mean? Do I think that's similar to black people?
Like black people are only afraid of white people in the mountains?
No, black people scared of all white folk. Hate
That's
to say it
different
like
though.
that.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, but that's not the same as white people then.
I didn't say they were the exact same, but that don't mean they're not trying to be like them either.
Right.
All you gotta do is look at, who do black people want to fight? Black people only want to fight black people.
White people want to fight everybody though.
Okay, but who do they want to fight the most? Who have white people constantly tried to destroy and kill in this country the most?
Yeah, us the most. Yeah, I would say that.
I'm just saying. Yeah, they fight each other. They want to fight everybody. That's their nature. That's why they have the ability to run and control a whole lot of stuff, because they're inquisitive. They're very curious. They say curiosity killed the cat, but it didn't kill the white man. The white man would get on white folk would get on a boat. They will have 2 ships, 200 people, and they would travel halfway around the world. Look up the Spanish, look at the Spanish conquistador. I think his name was Cortez. I forget his first name. You know what he did when they came here to the so-called new land?
Yeah, Cortez, yeah.
They burned the boats.
Hmm.
We got two things. We can't go back home. We gonna conquer or die. See, I ain't mad at white folk for what they do. I'm just being honest. It's almost like nature. Everybody want to control their environment. Everybody want power. Everybody. And it's natural to want power. So therefore, when I say I'm not mad, can I be mad at how they might attack black folks? Yes. But at the same time, if I tell you, if I was to say I don't have an understanding of people, not saying that I agree with it, that I don't have an understanding of people wanting control. It's nobody's fault that we allow other people to control us, right? We have the ability to stop all of that control, but as long as we sit back and be controlled, that's why it's certain people out here who have big followings on this YouTube, or certain elders, in my opinion, is only for certain people. Why do you think these people get mad when I say racism, white supremacy don't exist to me? Because no one is superior to me. So then we want to take away the definition of supreme and say, well, that's not what it means. That's exactly what it means. And the person that did the teaching of racism, white supremacy, Neely Fuller Jr., he said it. That's why he called them supremacists, because they are supreme. But when I said, people tend to get bothered because I said they're not superior to us, but we sit back and we allow them to do certain things. And we sit back and we act as if we can't do anything. The word can't only come out of our mouth, because what you said was, right, I'm gonna tell you, you said white people want to fight everybody. So let's go through all these social medias, go through everybody else's social media. What other group of people sit around and talk about how powerful they are, and we just can't do nothing with them other than black folk? If you can show me another people that said on a consistent basis, like black folk, I would never make that statement again. But show me another one. So the people that dominate you and control you, that have enslaved you, that's what you want to be. Why you think you have so many black Muslims coming from Africa? That's who enslaved them. Why you think you got so many black people running around today talking about they are the indigenous Niji? Because that's who enslaved them. That's who enslaved us. Was those people on the reservation enslaved us as well. So what do? If you can't beat them, you join them. And how do you join them? We gonna hurt people. What they say? Hurt people. So we gonna hurt the people that is hurt the most. And which people is hurt the most? Which people is at the bottom of the barrel? Politically, economically, socially, right? They created this position for us, and it's up for us to pull ourselves out of this position. But as long as we look at them as being supreme and so powerful, and let them be racist, bother us and complain, it's okay to talk about certain things. But some stuff we should only, in my opinion, we should only talk about with us. The whole world should know, these people that's on social media screaming about how powerful white people, the whole world shouldn't even know that there's a whole lot of black people that feel white people so powerful, we can't do nothing with them. We can't do nothing without them. Y'all got to do this for us. Y'all got to do that for. It's the whole world to see us. That's why when it comes to us, we will fight us because we want to be like the people that have dominated and control.
All right. Hey. I'm gonna let Pelage. Yo, my bad, my brother. What's going on, Pelage? What's going on with you, my brother? How you been, by the way, my brother? It's been a minute.
Not much, man. You know, you can like let my brother Bakar is flowing, man. Go ahead and let him let him talk. Let him talk because I
Nah,
wanna
nah. I'm a cut Bakari off right there because he was just wrong about everything he said just now.
Nah, actually, you know what? I agree with him about 100%, man. Um, so first of all, man, it's good to see y'all, and so I'm gonna tell you guys a few things. So today at work, I work with I work with a couple of white dudes, and so it's like a small business. We ship stuff like to like 65 countries. It's like an online business and stuff like that. But um, so I decided like a few months ago I wanted to start my own business, and everything is almost done. I want to start a running company, and believe it or not, I run, and I want to become a running coach. And so I feel like a buddy of mine who's like 42 years old. I'm getting him running like 551 miles, and I'm thinking to myself like, damn, if I can do that and I can motivate people and I'm experienced in running, you know, I might as well go ahead and do that. So today there's a couple of things I want to share this with you because it's like personal, but it motivates me. When I was in Haiti, leaving Haiti, my brothers, like my cousin Menley, they told me that your dreams and goals are not gonna happen. You getting on a boat coming to America, it's not gonna happen. So I had to like black out all those noise as a young kid, 13 years old. I had to make it happen. So yesterday, my coworker told me, hey, so and so say you like to talk a lot, but you have all those things you want to do, but you never act on them. I said, well, he's not wrong for saying that. I said the problem is it's like capital, is money, you know? So I'm getting in my competitive mode again, y'all. And I'm getting stuff done. I'm almost there with everything. I'm paying people. There's other things I have to suffer, but I want this so bad. And so that's where I've been. And like just like I've been working too for my body, but I want to make my own money. And when I told him I'm gonna leave, I wanted to leave like in mid-June, and it was just like there was no like, hey man, like I want you to succeed, I want you this, I want you that, and there was just like a straight up, uh, you know, um, yeah, I want you to work for me forever. I said, dude, no, that's not gonna happen. So, but anyways, guys, like I am gonna try to. There's a few things that's on my mind right now. I know over the weekend there was like what 60 something people that was shot up, and 15 people that was that died in Chicago. Obviously they can't find the shooter. I don't know if you guys
No,
watched. Go ahead.
nobody was arrested.
Exactly,
No suspects.
nobody was
Hey,
arrested.
Bakari, that's weird. There's always no suspects in Chicago. It's like I'm just saying, it's a little bit weird.
It's never none.
Well, yeah, if you guys watch Queen Amadaya, there's this dude, black dude, like like when I used to do Uber, I talked to people from Chicago. I said, "What's going on in Chicago?" They straight up said, "Like, bro, it's not us. It's not like
Bakari,
Chicago."
hey,
Go
Bakari,
ahead.
they said we was tripping. Bakari, no, I'm sorry, but they said
No,
we
it's
was
all right.
tripping for what you just said. Like, remember that show you talked about it, Bakari?
Yep, if people come, it's us who doing it. How you know? And they ain't caught nobody. don't even have a suspect. How you know who doing it?
Well, Brother Bakari, in Focus, you do know if they want to catch this alleged assailant, they would. Hypothetically speaking, Jesse Smollett, just like that. Just, am I right?
Yo, they had him on camera walking down the street, but they can't catch
Exactly.
70 murderers. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Exactly. There's cameras all over Chicago. You can breed funny. I didn't breed. So, no. Yes, you did. They'll be able to show that to you. So this dude is talking about, like, he did like an Instagram thing. Man, there's like mercenaries, man. Those murders are not black people. 100%, they're not black people who's doing them. They are racist thugs and other, races of people who comes in with like Derek suit and who. That's why you don't see all those things. That's why it's unsolved and stuff like
Hey,
that.
Pelez, they have like masks that's like black kind of people, right?
Exactly. So hypothetically
I wasn't
speaking,
making that stuff up, y'all. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't making it up.
so like that Highland Park shooting in Chicago, like in the white area, and they caught that person. You telling me 60 people were shot up, 15 dead? There was no part of it is our fault because I don't think sometimes, like, Focus, I love you, my brother. And Bakari, same here, man. I love you too, man. When I see like YouTube, sometimes when I'm seeing the talking points, I like what you guys do. Okay, don't get me wrong. Please don't get offended. But at the same time, like, Dr. Umar and things like that, we are allowing those people. That's why I say I agree with you 100%, Brother Bakari. We are like, man, I'm around white people all the time. That stuff, they just wouldn't tolerate it. One white people get, shot up. That's World War III, World War IV, whatever it is. But, like, another thing I wanted to talk about, though, is that
wait, hold on, Pelez, before you go to that one, because that was because you just said like, when they do it is this way, but when when we do it, because Bakari, that was my point I was making. I'm not saying that whether we're scared or none of that stuff. I'm saying that if we wanted to be like them, why aren't we doing the things that they do? They spend the most money on self-defense. We don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not a secret they spend money on self-defense. It's not a secret that if you go harm one of them, it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's my point,
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna answer your question. Do you want to go back, Brother Kari? You can go ahead and like top in, Brother Kari.
Like, y'all go and say what y'all want about this, and then it's some more videos I'm gonna show. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead.
Trying to be like them don't mean you're gonna do everything. See, you keep saying why you ain't built. They building their stuff to fight who? Anybody, including white folks. Black folks ain't trying to fight black folks. White folk, black folk trying to fight black folk.
There's a difference. That's what I'm saying. What's up, Person Kid? What up, Dwayne?
What's a difference? You keep saying they are not trying to be because they are not. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Who do black people always talk about? If you build something, they're gonna come tear it up. Who do they always say that about?
They say that about white people.
So who ride through black neighborhoods now, tearing shit up? Just be honest. Shooting and selling it. Who?
Wait,
be honest.
but I'm saying, do white people say, "Oh, we can't build nothing because they gonna come tear it up"? We're not trying to be like them. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? We may take the negative stereotypes about ourselves, but they not gonna sit there and say, because if we was to sit there and say, I'll be like, okay, yeah, maybe we are trying, but they not gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, I'll let you harm my woman, or I'll let a black man punch a white woman in the face and not do nothing. We ain't nothing like them.
Yes, you are. That's why you hate. But who told black folks you ain't nothing like them? Who told black folks they were niggas?
You said what?
Who told black folks they were niggas?
Yeah, white people.
So now who called black people niggas more than anybody?
Black people.
So how you gonna say we ain't nothing like them?
Because would white people do that? Would the white people walk around saying, "Oh, you my cracker, my kike, my whatever"?
But you talking about what they do to each
You
other.
said
I'm talking
no.
about,
I know you
okay,
said,
you're not
but
getting my
listen,
point. I'm talking about black people. What black people do to black people is them trying to be like white people, what white people have done to black people. That's what I'm not talking about what white people do to each other.
No, but my point of the like what I was saying throughout the show was that if we're trying to be like them, because you said, because I was talking about when people say that, when I wasn't even talking about you though, but but I was saying when white people, or when people say black people try to be like white people, they're not doing what we do. They are creating. They will go do January 6th against their own government. We won't do no damn January 6th against the government that shoot us down. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon Martin and Martin Luther King could get shot on the same day. We ain't doing no January 6th.
They're not trying to do. They're not doing everything. Okay, where do black people move when they go get a couple dollars? Who do they go move around?
But white people do white people go move around black people? We not trying to be like them. Because if we was trying to be like them, we would be like them.
So you say is white people move? Do white people move around black people? Because what you didn't do, you didn't answer the question. When black people get money, they go move around white folks.
Right.
They say this. So wait a minute. Now
So
you
if we
say
trying
do
to be
white
like,
folks? You say do white folks move around black folks? That's the question you just asked, right?
Right.
Yes, they do. And come take the shit. Then black folks complain and say gentrification.
And so they take it and kick them out.
Yeah, because white folks don't want to be around black folks.
Okay, so do black
The
people
white
do
folks
that?
can't get rid of them. Can't get rid of them.
So
Hey, Focus.
Yeah.
So normally I agree with you always versus Brother Bakari. Like, I mean, I do.
No, it's all good. It's all good, brother.
But tonight, man, Brother Bakari is letting you up, man. He's like letting you up. He's winning.
I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying though.
Well,
I get what Bakari's saying though.
No. Like, no, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Now go ahead, say your opinion.
I think Brother Bakari is like really like he's going heavy, and I agree with him because we do want to be like white people. We do. Some of us. I'm going to explain to you. How?
How? You don't want to be like them. They not gonna let nobody.
No, I don't.
They'll kill everybody before they let somebody enslave them. We let somebody multiple groups enslave us. That we ain't trying to be like them. What are you talking about?
Listen. Here's my thing. For me, look, like I'm starting with my family, okay? With my cousin. Tell them how beautiful their hair is. You know, my cousin, like my women cousins said, you have beautiful hair. Please don't put any shit on your hair and stuff like that. You know, uplift them, okay? But right now, again, I may not be answering your question. I believe I'm answering your question. This is why I'm agreeing with Brother Bakari. Our women are insecure, okay? It is like what has passed down during slavery. We are adapted. Our women are adapting the European, like with the, ways, like with their hair and things like that. And, like our women have the most beautiful hair, okay? Now, when you beat up people for over thousands years, tell them you're ugly, tell them you this, you that, you're gonna feel some type of way. And that's why I say I agree with Brother Bakari, because like we do, even the men. I remember when I was a little kid, when I was like almost 14, I wanted to be white. I did. Like, I mean, like that's straight up. But as the years go by, and when I find the benefits of blackness, shit, blackity black, man. Like, to me, like coming from Haiti, man, we could troll people. Like the N-word doesn't faze me. Man, I can say one thing. If you want to counter the N-word, if you ever hear that to somebody, you can, I mean, I don't want to argue. I don't want to like partake with like going back and forth. You can just say vampire, you know, just this or something like that. I mean, we can stay in the sun forever, forever. We just have to drink some water and that's it. And I remember when I was like when I was run down about 3 weeks ago, man, I was in the sun for like 3-4 hours, no suntan, you know,
Yeah.
but
Hey, hold on, Pledge. All right. So, look, I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna let y'all go back. I'm gonna let you Pledge. I'm gonna let
okay.
Bakari say something. But I do want to show some more stuff. So, and then we'll get back to it. I don't want to be on here long too, though. So.
Right. We will. Trust me, we will.
Yeah, but and I'll be real quick because like it's just real simple. Now, y'all keep saying we want to be like them, right? But we excluding the major parts why they got to the position that they are. How are we trying to be like them with excluding the parts about the self-defense, not letting somebody else come into your community and harm your own people? The like I can name like y'all named 1,000 things that they do that we don't do. Now, if we was trying to be like them, why wouldn't we emulate the things that y'all keep saying that we do, that they do that we don't do? If we was really trying to be like them, why won't we do those things then? If that's the case,
Because like
so we not.
They got us domesticated, bro. Because like, I mean.
So you just want to be, so that's the thing. You want to be accepted by them. You see, they don't have the fear that you have. You want to be accepted by them. That's different from trying to be like them. If you want to be like them, that's even better than being domesticated by them. You know
right. Well, like I said, again, I know what Brother Bakari is saying. Because like I may not like I'm gonna paraphrase. He may not agree what I'm about to say, but like listen, focus. Like again, what you're saying is not wrong. I mean, I hear you, my brother, but like the trauma that we go through, man, like they need us. They need us. Like black. Let's just say if there's like no more black people on this earth, you know what's gonna happen? Like to me, I don't care. Like the Indian people who live in India, who has curly hair too or whatever, they're black. I don't care. They are freaking black like us. They just said like, hey, you bet your hair is a little bit, straighter than Pelagia's hair. So you're more valuable than him, blah, blah, blah. And then
I know Bakari don't agree with that.
Well, no. That's fine. But because I know what white people think though. It doesn't but I mean, I think Brother Bakari he might not agree, but he might try to understand what I'm trying to say. But like, there are Indian people who have like, curly hair, like, I mean, somewhat straight hair, darker than we are, darker than me. You know what white people call them? Like, saying, N-word. Okay. And darker than we are. MG2, can you mute that, please, MG2?
Yeah, Pledge. Yeah, go ahead and finish your point.
Let
Then,
me finish
because
my
I gotta let
point.
Bakari get his last word,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna let
Well,
MG2 speak.
I don't think MG2 can hear me, but whatever. But anyways, honestly though, go ahead, Brother Bakari, because like I forget my thought. It's okay.
Oh, my bad, Pledge, my bad. But yo, let me before you go, Bakari, all I'm saying is you saying we want to emulate a people who have an army, right? Now I'm saying, yeah, go emulate that. How about that? You know what I'm saying? If you want to be like them, go emulate it. I get what you're saying, that what I'm saying, the stereotypes and what we think that they are, but no, we don't want to be like them, because what they have is they like, yo, we need to have an army. We need to make sure nobody else has a nuke that can take over our stuff. They are Pan-African. They see us all as the same. We're not even on that level. So like, that's all I'm saying, Bakari. I'm gonna let Bakari get the last word on that, and then MG2, and then we gonna move on.
Now go ahead, MG2. My daughter just came in from the doctor. I got.
All right, let me know if you want to say something after MG2 then, Bakari.
Yeah, peace to everybody, peace to the chat. I have to say, quite the interesting discussion. But I have to say this, Brother Forecast, you speak my sentiments greatly. But I also have to say this, Brother Bakari, you speak my sentiments greatly. Both of you guys are 100% correct. I couldn't say it any better. In terms of what I see, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Brother Bakari has has explained, yeah, black folks can't wait to be like white folks. You know, I mean, it's, you know, whether it comes into who we let teach our children, what religions or so-called religions, it reminds me of what Dr. Amos Wilson said on Blueprint for Black Power. You know, what language do you speak? What clothes do you wear? And that's the effects of black folks wanting to be like an oppressor. And a lot of that, of course, was because of an oppressor. But then I have to say, Brother Forecast, which is, you know, 100% of the time, he's 110% correct. When I say that black folks don't want to be like white folks, here you have right now an entire world that's in flux. And I'm going to tell you, completely in flux to where you have African nations that can't wait till a war ends that Peckerwood's initiated so they could get back to eating bread, whether it's in Nigeria or Somalia. You know, in other words, we're not like whites. And we don't want to be like them. We don't want to have our own trade and our own economy and our own military and our own, no, we'd rather, you know, have them do it. If we really wanted to be like them, like Brother Forecast was kind of explaining, we would have our own nukes. We would have our own, you know, MLR systems, and all our weapons would be pointed away from the African continent and not in. So no, black folks don't want to be like white folks because we would rather have white folks control our destiny. This other species, and I can't call them people, I just have to say this species control us. Instead of, if we really wanted to be like them, we would be competing with them. We would be nuking them. We would do whatever it is to control, contain, manage, you know, protect our destiny as African. So I have to say both of you guys are 100% correct. Because, you know, if black folks, you know, we don't want to be like something, you know, to protect ourselves. We don't want to go ahead and make sure that we have, you know, instead of calling it the East Indian Ocean, which is right up to the, you know, I mean, up to the African continent, they call it the East Indian Ocean. And if it's not that, it's the so-called Atlantic Ocean. Instead of an Ethiopian or an African or whatever else, we can't even name the water. You know, we can't even protect the giraffes and the rhinos and everything like that. So no, we're not going to be like whites. But I'll guarantee you this much: you could go to any state in the United States, and you decide you want to kill an eagle, and they're going to put you underneath the damn jail. Yet they could go to Africa and kill everything on 2 legs and 4 and bring it back home as a trophy. Not just there, but even the Chinese do it. So, you know, of course, no, there's no way we want to be like white. We will not protect ourselves. We will not go ahead and protect our women. We won't even protect even our own language. So yeah, of course, I definitely echo what Brother Forecast sentiments are, and I definitely echo what Brother Bakari's sentiments are. There's a movie that's out that's called Queen, what is it? Queen Warrior or something like that with Viola Davis, and I haven't seen the total trailer yet, but apparently it's supposed to mirror Queen Nzinga and whatnot, and apparently they have her swirling. So, you know, clearly, as Brother Bakari says, oh, we can't wait to be white. So anyways, I'll go ahead and pass the mic on that one.
Yeah, I'm giving you a standing ovation, MD2. What's the name? Who named Africa, by the way?
Hey, Focus.
Yo, hold
Who
on.
named Africa? Black people named Africa, okay?
All right, hold on, Pelez. Real quick, because Bakari get the last word on this.
Yeah. Hey, honestly, though, Focus, and you do know when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And when I say I so agree with Brother Bakari. But what Brother MG2 just said, I agree with both of y'all.
Man, I've been saying that for 20 minutes now.
No.
I'm joking.
I agree with both of y'all now, okay? It had to take a third party to like make me realize this, okay? But you know what though, my brothers? Life is too short. Please allow me, because like I know I have to make this real quick, and then I'm gonna get up here. I need to call my cousin actually. You know, if you guys Google, there's this guy in Mississippi who is being jailed, getting a life sentence for one something like an ounce or something, 1.5 ounce of like, you know, marijuana. Life sentence in America. Yes, we want our sister to come back home, Brittany Griner from Russia or whatever. If I was her, I would not want to come back to America. Okay, if I were her. and then like we have like the audacity to say like, oh, blah 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 blah. Okay, so you know what? This is what I'm gonna say. Keep fighting the good fight, Focus, Brother Bakari. I will support you in any way that I can. By the way, Brother Bakari and Focus, when I do something, I don't like to burst and brag about it. I just want to make sure like everything went to you guys' address. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about though?
Yeah, my brother. And you can
No, you don't need to say anything.
No,
You
no,
don't
I'm
need to,
saying, listen though, like, yeah, when you get your business up and popping and stuff like that, you could definitely come through here, like, whatever it is worth, you know what I'm saying? You can come
right,
through, talk
but
about it right here, my
I
brother.
just wanted to make sure. Like, did you guys get my note just a little bit ago from both of you? Like, you know what I'm talking about, right, Focus?
Yeah, I got you, my brother.
Okay, what about you, Brother Bakari?
Did I get anything? You say
Did you get anything from me?
uh-uh.
You did, you did. If Focus did, you did. Okay.
Okay, that means okay, I just check again, my man. I don't remember. I'm being honest.
No, I know you being honest. If Focus, because I just don't want to like display anything on like like if like things like that. You did. If you check your email, you did. You got something
Yeah,
from
yeah,
me.
you emailed me a while ago, right? You was telling me about what you was doing and stuff like that.
Right. I'm talking
Yeah,
about like tonight.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. I got you.
Yeah, you did. You did. You did, right, Focus?
Um, let me see tonight. But nah, not tonight, nah.
Okay. I hate saying this. Okay, you got a cash app. You got cash app from me, Brother Bakari. You got a cash app too, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I heard something like that. I ain't hear my phone.
Okay, Brother
I have
Bakari,
to
you got
check.
that?
I would have to check, to be honest with you. I have to
Yeah, I
check.
mean, like it's just, I just did that. Okay, just like I just like cash up both of y'all and stuff like that. So that's the shit I don't like to talk about. I don't like to tell people what I do, but because the reason I bring it up is because like I want to make sure that it's to the right address. I think it's to the right address. But
Yeah.
hey, anyways, gentlemen, listen. Um, please forgive me when you guys are on live. I don't come on. Please don't take offense to that. Honestly, though, Brother Bakari and Focus, personally, I like to meet y'all at some point, like you guys, both of you guys, because I really enjoy the conversation. I think we can, we can start something, we can do something. Okay, I know I'm not joining you guys' Zoom stuff like that, but just please understand I'm busy. I'm trying to start my own business. I'm trying to like do what I need to do. But I have nothing but love for y'all. MG2, thank you so much for explaining things to me like the way you're explaining things to. Okay. Listen,
All right.
I'm
Yeah.
taking off, man. I love you guys. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Peace, Pelagia. Thanks for
All right.
Peace,
coming through, my brother.
Pillage.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. So
And he
well,
didn't
yeah.
even give a sidebar.
Yeah, always a whole sidebar. Nah, that's my brother right there, though. Yo, he
Mhm.
been a supporter from day one, so I try to let him rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like
Pleasure,
Pillage.
real brother. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
anyway, so like, yo, just to finish it up, Bakar, you got the last word. If you or me remembering, because we were just saying how we can't even name our own continents and stuff. Like, we in
What continent
America
they?
and
But what continent they
Africa,
did a name?
Africa, and
But
countries
people,
like
I'm gonna tell you
Nigeria
some
and
forecast. I love
Congo
you
and
like a
stuff like
play
that.
cousin. But don't get like these crazy folks that start saying they didn't name the continent. The continent was actually named uh after the Afrique track. Study Dr. Ben. Then look up what was named in Carthage, bro. There's no white person named Africa. Scipio Africanus. Do you know what that means? Because you
What?
starting to sound like the Moors right now, and the Hebrew Israelites and everybody else. But do you know what that means?
Nah, go ahead, break it down, my brother.
That means the conqueror of Africa. So
Wait, what?
it means the conqueror of Africa after they defeated Carthage. After they
They
defeated,
conquered their own land?
they didn't. What are you talking about? They didn't. There was not their land. What are you talking about?
He said the conqueror of Africa?
Yeah, that's what Scipio Africanus mean.
Yeah, you said black people made that up though, right? Africans made it, right?
The name Africa come from black folk.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
I'm just trying to say like black people made that name you just said. I ain't trying to cut you off.
no,
I'm
that's
just
the
saying.
Romans who said that, because once he
Okay.
defeated Hannibal, that part of Africa, he was the conqueror of Africa.
Okay, I got you now. I ain't know what you were saying. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, keep going.
No, you good. But see, this is the thing, right? To let you know, even furthermore, to let you know how bad they want to be, like how we want to be, like white folk, right? What you say? They don't even have a military. If they had their military, who would they have to fight? White folk. They don't want to fight white folks. They got a good enough military to fight their neighbors next door. That's who they have a military good enough to fight. Why do you think the African countries turned against Robert Mugabe, turned against Idi Amin? Because they were talking about fighting other folk. They don't want to fight those people, but we should want to fight each other. Our guns here, there, and everywhere else around the world is pointed toward ourselves. If you get a military, you're gonna have to not get in the military also, and not trying to defend yourself also, preach on the fear. That's because the fear that they have for other people. And that's the biggest thing. The fear with the military. But as far as trying to be like white folk, dude was just on my panel the other day. Talking about how he from the gutter. He done did everything in the streets, you know. But soon as he started doing something legal and making him some money, where did he go? All you got to do is look at it, man. The proof is in the pudding. You think just because they don't have a military, they ain't trying to be exactly. You'll hear, let me say it like this. You would hear Roy Jones Jr. say Muhammad Ali is the reason he boxed, and he copied some of Muhammad Ali, but he didn't want to be exactly like Muhammad Ali. So he remained who he was. So in
But
order
that's
for us
not.
to
I'm
remain who
sorry.
we are, is to fight each other. Don't piss off what they call, just think about this. Don't piss off what they call the dominant society.
But that's not like white people at all, Bakari.
How that's not like white people? Moving around the world
They
like
like, oh, they like, let's not piss somebody off.
Did not piss off white folks. They piss off black folks. I don't know how you don't get that. They piss off black folks. They ain't gonna be. Matter of fact, you can just look in your chat. Look what the dude in there said about Pledge. He ain't even, some guy told me cool out. He ain't even from here. He ain't got to stay. So he can leave whenever he want or some nonsense like that.
So you think black people? I mean, so you think white people would say that to other European, like when the
No,
Ukrainians
they'll
come
say it to
in?
black folks forecast. They will say it to black folk. That's why black folk want to be like white. They say it to black folk.
So they would say it to their same race, but white people would say it to a different race.
They gonna say it to the same race white people say it to. That's how they want to be like them. That's why they don't say it to Mexicans. They ain't gonna say it to nobody else. They gonna say Mexicans work harder than everybody else. They gonna say the same thing white folks say. The same thing. Because that's what they want to be. Just like I'm gonna say it again. That's why you find the black people in Africa want to be those black Muslims. That's why they're Muslim. They trying to be like the people that enslaved them. That's why you find the indigenous Niji, the Cherokee, the Choctaw. Somebody say here they're a Redfoot. I ain't never heard of that, but they're a Redfoot. They'll start making up stuff. Not to be an African, not to be black. Like I said, you can look in your chat. It's somebody in there right now arguing with Raw. He ain't never had no African mind to lose. Sound like a white boy. Shit,
Yeah.
they come on the panel all the time.
Yo,
The
quote
woman was on
unquote.
my panel the other day.
Yo, quote unquote, Tommy Coolout said, quote unquote, Tommy Coolout. He said, "You lost your Irish mind." You know, you already know when they start talking about Irish. I ain't gonna say that name though.
Yep. But that's what I'm saying. That's what they want to be. And I don't know how you don't get it. You can say, "Oh, because they ain't got a military."
No,
Or
well, you
because
just
or because they ain't training. It's black people. It's some stuff I ain't gonna talk about here. But it's black people out here training right now, doing stuff, trying to get stuff in order. And I'm actually dealing with a couple of them. And we ain't trying to do nothing like them. Defending myself don't mean I'm trying to be like anyone else. And the only reason I can't say nothing because they told me we can't talk about this on social media. Not yet anyway. So I leave it at that.
Yeah, I feel you, Bakari. I get now, Bakari. I want you to understand. I understand what you're saying, but you don't understand that. Like you say what you say, and then you go on and give a list of differences to why we are not trying to be like them because they do this and we don't. We want to do like this, but they don't do that kind of stuff. That's all I'm saying. You know, MD2, you want to say something? Because I'm gonna skip through the last couple of screen shares, but you want to say something, MD2, before we move on? MG2, you muted if you talking, MG2.
Yeah, well, I was saying that I'll wait for the screen share.
Okay,
all
right.
Yeah, I want to see those.
Okay, so I'm gonna show this. And this was with the subject kind of got lost, you know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with it does, but it doesn't. Now, I was just giving black people warning and stuff because at the beginning I said a quarter of Americans say they are ready to take up. That doesn't sound like black people to me. I'm just saying a quarter of Americans say that they are ready to take up arms against the government. Poll also shows that more than a third of those currently own guns, you know what I'm saying? So at least 37% of those who support armed insurrection, which doesn't sound very black to me, you know what I'm saying? On guns. So I was just showing y'all to get people prepared so you have your neck on the swivel.
An Arizona
A couple
teen
of
is under
things.
a line and praised the Uvalde school shooting. Police in Casa Grande, Arizona took this man, 19-year-old Joshua Bowen, into custody last Sunday after they say he threatened to harm people by mass shootings at a local high school, police station, and movie theater in his online comments. Officials say Bowen also threatened his family and friends. Casa Grande Police Chief Mark McCroy said there was no doubt in his mind.
Yeah, I'm just showing how many of these threats are recent. And say this one was June 9th, 2022. I'm sorry, June 9th, 2022.
Us.
A
The
10-year-old
nation
boy.
is understandably focused on guns and school shootings, and this 10-year-old boy paraded in front of the media after cops say he sent threatening messages to another student is caught right in the middle. He is still in custody, and though his dad says he doesn't deny that the little boy talked of guns, he says it was the stupid humor of a child. And now he's speaking exclusively with Inside Edition.
The video was jarring. A 10-year-old Florida boy marched in front of photographers as he's taken away in handcuffs. Then came this, a shocking mugshot, unblurred despite his age. The reason? Sending what cops say were threatening messages just 4 days after the Uvalde, Texas school massacre. According to the police report, Daniel Marquez, a fifth grader, sent a Google image of 4 assault rifles to a friend and texted, "I bought this," followed by another text, "Get ready for Water Day," an upcoming gathering for students with good grades. The other boy's father contacted police, and within hours, the detention center near Naples, Florida.
All right, so you get the point, and I'm skipping through these ones right here. Now, this was another woman right here who did the same thing.
Night, staff and students across Cleveland is a regular. This morning, he says she popped through the drive-thru around 9:15.
She was trying to buy cigarettes and she was short like $1. And she was just like saying how stressed out she was, this and that, because she needed her nicotine. You know what I mean? Like she wanted her nicotine.
He says then she asked the worker,
"Would I get in trouble if I took my child to the police station?" To which she responded, I mean, maybe. I don't really know. She had replied that, well, I guess I'll just go shoot up the school then. Whether she meant it or not, that is a very weird thing to say, and the way the world's going right now, and all three of us that are here right now all have kids.
Pierce Township.
All right, so I'm skipping these ones, but this is her right here, and it says she's 35 years old. Look at this chick, you know what I'm saying? It says she. But I'm sorry to take y'all precious snow bunnies away, but she says she's 35 years old right here. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. This was the video that came with it because I wanted to show y'all one last video before I let y'all see what y'all got to say. I'm gonna show this whole thing. Hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing real quick. All right, so my computer messing up again. But do y'all have anything to say about that one right there?
She look good for 35.
Yeah, I'd have to say Miss America Meth Addict is probably 35 in dog years, because I know some dogs that are probably, let's see, that's 35 times 7. Yeah, that kind of that's but you know, give or take a few years. I think she probably can be a good candidate for that. I tell folks you could set your watch by their madness. And when I say their madness, they're, you know, because of the fact that they even have a hint of thinking that they're losing their so-called hegemonic global power or whatever, even in a microcosm, as you're seeing with these school shootings, even down to the point where they're 10-year-old little spawn. I can't call them humans or people. I say a species. That even then they're young. It's epigenetic, basically. Their madness is epigenetic to the point where they're like losing their minds. So what I would do is, if you have an alarm clock, just set it by a school shooting, because I'm pretty sure that they're better than a Swiss Stallion's watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic.
I'm gonna let Bakari go, but yo, what's going on, Lightbearer? I'm gonna let Lightbearer go after Bakari. Go ahead, Bakari.
Oh, how much time she got?
I don't know. She got like a year or something. I don't know. But she 35, so she'll be out when she's 36.
They ought to be ashamed to say that woman 35 years old, man. They ought to be ashamed of that shit right there, man. Goodness. Oh, you know what? Ain't nothing. White folks crazy. They want to kill everything. People crazy. They want to kill and kill and kill. This is what I suggest. But another way to let you know black folks want to be like them. White you get in the middle and start talking and try to get in the middle. Just like they got in the middle out there in Charlottesville, Virginia, and one of them got stumped out. Knowing even a couple of them got stumped out. White you gonna get in the middle? White you taking their side about we don't need no guns. All you got to do is look at it. We need to stay out of their mess, because they'll kill. In all honesty, man, they would kill each other off if black folks stay out the way. Because what they gonna do is when they start fighting, they realize, right? Oh man, we killing each other. We ain't even killing on black folks. And our people too scared to get a gun. There's a guy, y'all done seen him, y'all done heard him. He ain't gonna get no gun. If something go bad, if something ever go bad, he gonna just come to Bakari house. But he got another thing coming. And I hate to say it like that, but I'm gonna be honest. I mean, you're a grown man. You don't want to get a gun. You ain't got no gun, no bullets, no nothing. And you think you just gonna come camp at my house and think I'm gonna protect you? I hate to say it, but I ain't gonna do it. No, I take that back. I really don't hate to say it. But you're a grown man and you ain't trying to figure out how to get a protection where we can protect each other, and you just think I'm gonna protect you. That don't even sound right, does it, MG2?
I tell you, it's all I could say is good luck to those who don't know the madness that they're facing.
Facts. What's going on, Lightbearer? How you been?
I'm doing well. Great to be back up here with you guys, all of you. It's been a while. But that picture didn't look like anything. It looked like a movie cover. Her picture.
Yeah, she was
Looked like
35
it
years
didn't
old.
look like a person at all, like more like one of them. I was so glad you took it down because it's starting to spook me out. It looked like one of them psychological horror films. It just looked awful. But yeah, great conversation here.
Yeah, you got anything to say about it? Before we, I'm gonna show another one. Cause you want to say something first?
Yeah, it's just a lot of changes. The energy is moving out. I'm just, 100% certain that that energy that was in the earth is moving away. It's been defeated. So what is happening a lot is like you just said, they can sense it, and people can handle it different ways. People handle things different ways, and it's almost as if she's stressed, and there's a reason, because her everything is coming to an end, and they can sense that. You can sense it. It's a strong sense of what is going on. They were talking about the changes, how the earth is changing itself. It's magical, it's powerful. It can be like, like white folks, they'll use a haunted house. They'll use, they'll try to make themselves, in movies, they make themselves look like they powerful. But they'll put it into a house and make like the house is powerful. And that house is representative of the earth. It's a living thing. But they try to make the material thing seem like it's life, even though it comes from nature, right? Wood, a wooden house, stones, bricks, all that stuff from nature. We get that resources from nature. So they cover it up when they talk about a haunted house. It's the earth. The earth is able to change itself, and there's power. We're so stuck in the physical, in the concrete, in the what we think is real.
Yeah.
And when we get into what is truly real, and that is the earth is alive, everything's alive, there's life in trees. And once we, there's power in that, just our minds. You got to think, if trees can hear us before we say anything, they know our thoughts. Water, it goes up by our vibrations, that our voice gives off when we're talking, or we can say something bad and it'll change the molecules of the water. And that these things just tell us what is really going on.
Yeah,
That's all I want to say.
Yeah, definitely. I feel you on that. What's going on, Tanzan? Appreciate you for coming through. So I'm gonna go ahead, go through the next ones, real quick, y'all, and ask y'all what y'all gotta say about it. All right, so this one is a new teacher who got ran out of a school district in Georgia, Bakari, a small Georgia town, because she was just black. She didn't even know what critical race theory, but they thought she was going to teach critical race theory. So I'm going to play this real quick.
Brought to light this story. It's a devastating story of a black educator that was getting run out of two different towns by angry white folks, as if it's 1957, because they're upset about the position that she had and it was looking to do her job. The story is extensive, you should check it out, but let's get some background first about all the things that happened to this particular woman, because her name is Cecilia Lewis. This is the job. She was asked to apply for Georgia School District's first ever administrator job devoted to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and that's following input from students and parents of color. Parents of color. Keep that in mind about parents that were there and what they didn't get from.
Not black parents, parents of color, y'all.
So Lewis was she was a middle school principal in Maryland at the time, but then she signed on to this new position in Georgia's Cherokee County, and that's a predominantly white suburb of Atlanta. One day she got a call from an official in her new school district. This is how it went down. The caller told Lewis that a group of people in a wealthy neighborhood in the northern part of the county were upset about what they believed were her intentions to bring CRT to Cherokee County. But don't worry, the district official said, we just want to keep you updated, is what they told her. At that point, she didn't even know what critical race theory was, this particular now potentially new administrator for this diversity group. So the following month, inside of a golf course clubhouse, dozens and dozens of parents, from across the whole county, they showed up and assembled for a lesson in how to use the school board meetings to.
All right, hold on, y'all. That was a commercial.
Against CRT, in other words, be one of these. Hanian leads the nonprofit Protect School Health Georgia, which aims to educate on harmful indoctrination, including comprehensive sexuality education and gender ideology. She emphasized how to grab attention during upcoming school board meetings. Be sure to capture video of them addressing the board, or even consider hiring a professional videographer. It's good in case Tucker, a quote unquote, a local candidate there. After this meeting, the parents wouldn't let up. She received letters calling her a black Yankee and was falsely accused of posting Marxist ideology online. Of course, they ultimately just said, you know, we don't want you here, and we don't want you to push us to find out what'll happen if you come here. So 2 days after that meeting in the clubhouse, the school board then received the first of 100 letters demanding that she be fired. So the people upset about Lewis's hiring were claiming to have spotted her around Cherokee County and were sharing with one another her supposed locations. Lewis sounds like some violence is coming, sounds like some angry things are happening, all because a new position was put forward and a bunch of folks were lied to and are now moving towards violence. So the school board meeting, which Lewis was.
All right, so pretty much, you know, this teacher, she wasn't even about critical race theory, you know what I'm saying? But just because she was black, they just assumed so, you know what I'm saying? So they rose up against her and ran her out of town. Now I'm gonna skip to the next
Their
one.
minds ain't right.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the next video, but y'all can talk about both of these videos, but I'm gonna play this next one too, real quick. And this one is like 30 seconds though.
Looking for, man?
No, well, y'all get the gist of it.
Who you looking for? Why you sitting up here with binoculars, bro? Why the kids down here? No, I'm just saying, what you doing? I was actually looking down there. My wife just rolled by and sent you with binoculars, bro. Yeah. Ain't nothing but kids at a bus stop. Stop. There were no kids down there. I mean, what you sitting right here with binoculars in the neighborhood for? I thought I saw somebody that I know over there by the bushes. That's why I looked, man. I'm allowed to do that. Not with no binoculars. I'm gonna ask you, bro, to move around from out here because we protect our kids over. I don't know what you want. You're supposed to. I expect that for you. You sitting at a church with binoculars and these kids down the street at a motherfucking bus stop. What you looking for? And who you looking for? And why you ain't nothing out but kids at a bus stop at this time of the morning? I ain't been here a hot 10 minutes. My wife just rolled by and just seen you with them and you put your thing back up. Yeah. We watching around here. I'm gonna ask you, bro, to move around from right here, bro. Okay. The shit get bad, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, so he appreciates him. All right, so now y'all can get the gist of it. I wanted to show y'all something a little bit different too, you know what I'm saying? So but I'm only skipping through because it's kind of quick. So I want to hear what y'all got to say, either about the sister that got ran out of town because they thought she was going to teach quote unquote critical race theory, or what's going on.
Man, that ain't had nothing to do with no damn critical race theory, man. I know what Cherokee, man, I know what that is, bro. That ain't got
crazy.
That had nothing to do with no damn. They thought she was gonna teach critical race theory. I guarantee you that, bro. They ain't got nothing to do with that. That's all. Hey, I'm gonna say it like this. That's almost to the mountains. Them almost mountain folk.
Those
That's
the ones.
almost
Those the ones
that's,
white people scared of, Bakari.
they're
That's
almost to the
funny.
mountains, but they ain't all the way in the mountains. So white people ain't just gonna be scared of them like that, but they almost to the mountains. They almost to the mountains. But well, I'm telling you, that ain't got nothing to do with Cherokee County. Look it up. Look up the demographics of Cherokee County. I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with no that have nothing to do with no damn critical. I'm gonna be honest with you, critical race theory. I hear people talking about it, and I'm gonna be straight up with you. And honestly, I don't even know what it is.
We teaching it right now, Bakari.
I don't
I
think
don't even
I don't
need.
think we should be teaching white folks. We should be teaching our own children.
I
Really.
don't think no. I don't think my kids, black kids should have to learn in school about something being race.
Hey,
No, no. What it is, basically making them giving them making them conscious to their past.
yo,
But
pretty much putting we will shoot back in the school curriculum,
Look,
Bakari.
white folks, I'm gonna tell you something. White folks know everything they have done. So
exactly,
if
and
you
they know
gonna
what
try
they
to,
still do.
all they got to do is listen to black folks. If they don't know, oh shit, all they got to do is listen to a whole bunch of black folks. Look how y'all killed us. All they got to do is listen to black folks. Then they gonna damn sure know. They they gonna most definitely know they everything they did then. That's all they got to do. They listen to black folks on social media. Every time we build something, they tear it down. That's all they got to do is listen to black folks on social media. But as far as trying to play
They deny.
play on white people, see if they gonna have eventually get some type of moral code towards you, critical
No.
race theory, and all that bullshit. That's why I never really even talked about it for real. Never really even. I'm being honest. Didn't even know what it is. Is race critical? Yeah, and it ain't no damn theory either. Ain't nobody gonna tell you it's the critical race theory. Now, it's not a theory about nothing that happened.
Hey,
But they
Bakari.
say
Yeah,
it's facts.
if
Then
they
they put
really
it
think,
together to make it make sense. But don't nobody need to teach. Don't nobody need to tell no. Black folk need to be telling their kids about that shit and stop trying to tell white folks. Eventually, they gonna get a moral. They gonna start. They gonna get some type of code, moral standard where they see you as them because you're not them. They shouldn't see you the same as them. So far as I was concerned, but that ain't got shit to do. Remember that white boy killed them people down there in Georgia in the damn Asian salon park. Massage, and you know what I'm talking about? Y'all remember that?
he had mental issues bad.
That was if I remember correctly, that was Cherokee County. that was Cherokee County. I don't know if he had mental issues or not. I
Well,
don't know
they
what
all
it is.
do. They all not right in the head. They're not straight. They're not balanced. They're not sane at all.
Hey, Bakari.
That's not giving them an excuse. It's just their nature. Unfortunately, they're just, it's not right. And if you think that they can gain a moral consciousness, then I got a pack of wolves I can have people hang out with. That you can hang out with. You might as well go out and hang out with a pack of wolves if you think white people can eventually change and be something you can hang out with.
I think they understand nature better than us, though. At this day and age, I think they understand nature better than us.
Well, we trying to be like them, Bakari, so we be all right if they understand.
What you laughing at, MG2? I do.
Brother
I think they understand. I think they understand.
Yeah, they do understand nature better than us because we're the
Oh
only
my
ones
goodness.
that'll try to hang out with something that just ain't
Exactly.
like
And I'm
us at
saying,
all.
and everything they do what nature do. You ain't gonna see. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Lions understand. I'm gonna piss on this tree. This is my territory, and I'm gonna fight for it. It's mine. I'm gonna come to your territory and take your shit. Either you gonna be the lion to protect your shit, or you gonna be. And we have figured out by the last video I did that YouTube took down, predator or prey. We the zebra. But
But
when it comes to
we're not
doing
supposed
that,
to take people's stuff. That's not our nature.
now,
That's their
that is
nature.
nature.
They got
That's
the
how
animal
Untouchable.
nature.
What up, bro?
that's
Sorry,
how
y'all.
everybody. That's how things been in nature forever. What's going on? That's how things just been in nature. Either you gonna defend, it's either kill or be killed. You be predator
Right.
or you be prey. And it's been like that for this ain't nothing new. It didn't just happen when black folks bumped into white folks and they put us in the bottom of a boat and brought us over here.
No, we were
It
always
happened.
fighting.
It happened with the Arabs. It happened It happened with in all honesty, it happened to the white folks with the Mongolians who took all their shit. And then once again, black folk chose the wrong friends with the Egyptian military and the Mamelukes. They had a slave military. Even some of them was white slaves. And they fought with the damn Turks when the Mongolians didn't even want to fight them. And as soon as they helped them beat the Mongolians, the Turks and had their foot up their ass ever since.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm just
let me.
saying, this is nothing new.
Yeah, I gotta let MG2 speak. Well, I forgot what I was gonna ask you, Bukhari. I was gonna ask you something just now about what you said, but I'll wait till MG2. Go ahead. Go ahead, MG2.
Brother Forecast, I got at least 30 years on you, and I'll never be able to match your quick wit. Your wit is just light speed. I wish I could, but it's just I gotta hand it to you guys.
You surpassed me,
Brother,
my brother. You surpassed me, my
I mean,
brother.
I gotta hand it to you, Brother Bakari. I definitely again feel your sentiments, and in terms of nature, I've never seen a mouse go to a snake den, try to teach the snakes of all the ills that it has done to all the mice. Because normally when a mouse goes to a snake den, it's usually on the buffet. Now, Cherokee County, I might be wrong, but it doesn't seem like it's a black or majority African town. Clearly, it seems more like a snake den. So I don't have any problem with those peckerwoods, which I don't call people, and I'll tell you why. And Lightbearer, there was some things you said that actually reinforced why I don't call these species people. The thing is I don't mind what they did and what they, if they're going to run the mice out of the snake den, maybe it's okay for the mice not to be eaten. As many of you guys had said, why are we trying to teach them in the first place? It doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is okay for like the little impalas to go to leopards and try to tell the leopards all the things that they've done bad, so maybe they can go ahead and eat kumbaya. Maybe that happens. I might be wrong, but I don't smoke enough mushrooms to try to find it, to try to find out. So the thing is what those snakes have done to say, no, we're not going to allow mice to be in our den, teaching us whatever, even if it's a suspicion. It makes sense. I don't mind. The reason I say that, and this is what Lightbearer was, when you were talking about the vibrations, we're not dealing with a species that is supposed to be on this planet. The only species that's supposed to be on this planet is what I call Africans, us, clearly, because we've been here millions of years before anything else showed up. These mutants or whatever we want to call them, clearly, and this is why I tell you this. I do this probably once a year on videos on every channel that I've ever been on, and I haven't posted it this year yet. But let's take the thing of what they call Egypt, Kemet or whatever, or the Benin bronzes, or the stool, the Ashanti stool, whatever. We're dealing with a species that loots and takes and tries to usurp culture. Here's what I mean. How many folks do you know go and dig up their own relatives? They go ahead and dig them up and say, oh, I'm going to do an archaeological study in my relative. They do not dig up George Washington. But they go to Egypt, or they go to Benin, or they go wherever else in the world, and they say, we're going to dig that up and show you that, yeah, these are our ancestors. I have not seen Brad Pitt try to dig up Lee Harvey Oswald. That's his ancestor. Clearly, when they put them in the ground, they leave them in forever. But when they go to other cultures like ours, African or whatever else, it's a garden party. So they can go ahead and do scientific studies. So clearly, we're dealing with grave robbers. Now let's take it to what their so-called science. I saw that Dwayne had posted in the chat about the CERN reactor. I saw what happened and some issues. We're dealing with a species, black folk, that have molested, destroyed, altered, exploited everything from the smallest, which is the atom, and it's not just the CERN reactor, the atom to the largest, which is outer space, and they've marginalized, exploited, and destroyed everything in between. From the atom, the moment they found out, hey, this thing can blow some things up, they went ahead and said, let's try it on those Japanese over there, and it worked successfully. You know, they killed about 500,000 of them and said, oh, okay, and now we've got a world full of nukes. Now, everything to the largest. If you look at what the space junk that's in the sky, you don't know if you might walk out one day and get hit by a rocket. There's so much junk that, I mean, they polluted everything in nature from the smallest to the largest and everything in between. You got polar bears that don't even know if they could swim to an ice patch, because you saw what happened with that glacier over there in that place they call Italy. You know, it's been around for a few million years and now it's gone. Now let's get to the others, the other acts. Again, like I'm saying, we're dealing with a species that considers everything it encounters dead. When Lightbearer was talking about, you know, living, and I'm just paraphrasing, about the planet living, Africans are solely other than the so-called indigenous, is solely the only cultures that look at everything on the planet as a living species. In our standard base, we look at everything as living. Rocks, we look at living. Trees, weather, worms, grass, everything. Trees, the trees talk to us. We look at everything as a living part of nature. Everything that the European and its variants, and I'm including Chinese and others, when they look at this planet, they look at how can we go ahead and destroy it, because it's not alive. You know, we're going to mine everything and you know, take everything out of the ground because we need to get something for ourselves. This is what we're dealing with, and the reason I say that, and I have to bring that, you know, I have to bring these type of things in terms of their mindset and what they do. If you guys know, let's look at their artwork. Okay, artwork will tell you everything you need to know about a people. You could bring artwork into the indigenous folks, what they call natives or whatever. I don't want to, you know, and I'm not including these hybrids called, you know, Latinos. I'm talking about the real indigenous. Their work is very spiritual. You know, my brother the elk, you know, my brother the wolf or whatever. You know, that's their mindset. You take it to, in some aspects, the early Asian, their thing is very family oriented, a little bit of a romanticized, but it's very family oriented. Not the modern day Asian. I'm talking way back in the day. You take the artwork of the African. We love to entertain. We love dance. We like to celebrate life. That's who we are. Our thing is to celebrate the thing that we were given. Almost like nature, even animals, they celebrate the thing that's been given to them, and that's called life. We're the only people in the world that do that. But in terms of artwork, you go to the European and its variants, the modern day Asian, everything about them is horror, destruction, cataclysm. You know, every summer there's a movie about the world being destroyed, whether it's zombies, aliens, whether it's earthquakes, whether it's, some kind of cataclysm. That's in their mind. This is who they are. I'm going to tell you now, a lot of folks like to Get Out. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an idiotic joke. But I'm going to tell you, the best horror movies that were ever done are done by who? Europeans and their variants. Why? Because that's in their mind. That's what they live. They live a life of killing, shooting, horror, slashing. You know, the world's going to end, cataclysm, you know, whatever it is, Omen 3 or whatever.
Destroying
that's what
people.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you got it up, Lightbearer, that gave me that kind of construct in terms of what we're dealing with. Now, here's the kicker. You're seeing it as Lightbearer brought up earlier, you're seeing it kind of come to a head, Black folks. It's coming to a head. Their madness is now their chickens, not only their chickens come home to roost, the entire brood has come home to Colonel Sanders. You know, we're looking at their madness is now crystallized to where they are going to go ahead and knock each other off the planet. My problem is, and that goes to what Brother Bakari's saying, is the more we try to go ahead and mirror them, I'm not going to say be like them, I'm going to just say mirror them in certain ways, not all the ways, as Brother Forecast would say, of course. I fear that we're going to be like cannon fodder in the way of their madness. My thing is step aside, get some good popcorn, maybe some of those Raisinets, and watch them go ahead and do each other in. And hopefully when we inherit this planet, we won't have any other problems. I'll pass the mic.
I don't like Raisinets, MG2. We got to get some of that damn kettle corn popcorn.
They can go ahead. They can go ahead and take space. I forgot what they call that space program, but they can go ahead and take that and go someplace that doesn't exist with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So let me
And
say this
so
right quick. We're talking about tearing up the planet, right? I got a friend just drove from Mobile, Alabama at night. And see, I was asking somebody this today. I said, when was the last time you saw a lightning bug, right? You don't see a lot of lightning bugs no more. I asked somebody, well, last time, how often do you see butterflies? Really don't see butterflies no more. They ain't just, look, from Mobile, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia at night, guess how many insects was on her windshield? Not one. What happened? They have destroyed, they have killed and destroyed every damn thing. Not one insect from Mobile, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia at night. Not one insect on her windshield. Not one. It's amazing.
yeah, I mean we emulate that. So we're gonna take up the mantle after they're gone and finish the job. So, nah, I'm joking, Bakari. But like, yo, let me say this, Bakari, because I did have another diss to you, you know what I'm saying? But I was just joking too. But
You
I'm gonna go
always
ahead and
lose,
say
though. You always lose, okay?
yo,
Can I say this real quick?
yeah, go ahead, Library.
Well, the planet is terraforming. That's what I was talking about with like they make them scary movies and then they make the house seem alive and the house can change itself, go through transformation. And that's what it seems like they're hooked on transformation. Because you mentioned Get Out. And there was a scary movie in 1976 called Burnt Offering. And that's what I'm referring to with the house changing itself. It's sort of like Get Out. The family went to the house for the summer, but there was a brother and a sister that were acting weird. They wanted their mother. They claimed their mother was in the room, and at the end of the movie, it was transformation. The house was changing, because they wanted their mother back. They wanted the house. The house actually changed itself. Became fresh again. It was older and it became renewed itself. They also told the family that the mother takes care of herself, but the wife became close to the old lady, even though she never saw her. That she ended up transforming into their mother, killing her son, having her accidentally. Her son was killed. The auntie was killed, and the father was killed. Her husband was killed, and you know it was all about transformation, about taking over, um, to bring back something. But it's almost as if they had some kind of knowledge, like this is part of some knowledge that they've hidden from us. But a lot has been revealed, and the earth is actually terraforming, changing. That's all I wanted to say.
Brother Forecast, I wanted to go ahead and bring something up on the second video that you played.
Go ahead,
The
my
first
brother.
video, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
The first video, you had some snakes that said, we're not going to let this mice in. The first video. The second video, you had a mouse that said, I appreciate you, Mr. Snake.
Thank you,
So,
Randy, too, for talking about this too, by the way.
Yeah, it was because they both definitely had a lot, to do with each other, and I don't think
Exactly.
that a lot of us really could digest the magnitude of the context. Again, we're dealing with a species, and I'm talking non-African, that everything it encounters, all it could think of is exploitation, liquidation, and marginalization. Here's what I mean: to exploit it so for its own purpose. Like the thing, whatever they encounter, it has no reference other than for it to be used as a tool or something that it could be exploited, or they would liquidate it, they'll kill it. It's trash to the European, even if it's a flower or whatever. Or if they can't kill it, they'll marginalize it and enslave it and do whatever they want. This is what we're dealing with. Here's a good case in point. If you had three different individuals go into a forest or a park or out in the woods or whatever, the first species would be the indigenous folks. You bring them out into the woods, they would probably, you know what? I'll even give a better analogy. You give the indigenous person a hammer, they're gonna probably sculpt a little a little artwork that'll be kind of like it'll probably be, or they might make a ceremonial thing, and do some kind of spiritual stuff around it. And then if that little indigenous person handed the hammer off to the Asian, and I'm not talking the modern day folks, I'm talking way back in the day before they encountered Europeans. If you gave it to those individuals, the Asian probably would make some kind of artwork out of it or something, and and I'm talking indigenous way back in the day. And then if the Asian individual handed off the hammer to the African, the black individual, and these are little 3 children. The first children is an indigenous. He hands the hammer off to the Asian. The Asian hands the hammer off to us Africans. We'll go ahead and make a musical beat. We'll make some drums. We'll be, and start celebrating. Then if the African hands the same hammer off to the European or the modern day ilk, and I'm talking Chinese, all the Arabs, East Indian, whatever, that child will go and hit all the other children over the head, take all their stuff, and make them pay for it. This is what kind of species we're dealing with. Okay, we're not dealing with something that's akin to this world. And the reason I say that is you saw the reaction of the individuals when here's somebody, the sister that's going in to teach, in order to spread whatever knowledge and experience she has to another culture, if you want to call it that, i.e. snakes. And their reaction is, we got to hit her over the head. Whereas you have the other unfortunate brother who's an African, who clearly sees a threat to the children. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You have this deviant, that's out there with binoculars scoping on children, and he doesn't get a hammer. The snake in the car had the hammer. In other words, saying, look, you just caught me in time where I was going to go beat some folks over the head. It's just, I find it quite fascinating and quite remarkable that to this late stage of the game, we can't digest that. And one thing to Mr. Untouchable, it's not about going ahead and standing by while they murder the planet. What it's about is Africans going ahead and instigating them to self-annihilate each other. And whatever we can do to speed up that process, even if we have to give them both guns or shoot them both, it's about annihilating that snake that's going to hit us over the head with the hammer sooner or later. So anyways, I'll pass the mic there, Brother Forecast.
And they always think that they think that we're going to come to their rescue. And that's something we need to stop. There's some mental things that we need to come out mentally from their way of thinking and thought process. And we need to come out of feeling like we have to come to somebody's rescue. We need to come out also, we need to, like you said, the guy should have been throwing rocks at that dude to get his car to move, get him in the car and get him to start the car and move out the way. He shouldn't have been talking to him. He should have been throwing stuff at him. He should have been causing fear in that man that he won't come back around here no more. Less talk, more action.
Facts.
And
and let me say this, because Tanz ain't gonna get the last word on this. She just came on, because I got 2 more things I want to show. They both quick though, you know what I'm saying? So I want 2 more things I want to show. But let me say this, Bakari, you do teach critical race theory, you know what I'm saying? I teach it. That's why I be trolling them with it. But I'm joking when I say this, because people don't think I be joking when I be messing with you, Bakari. But
I don't know why you always lose, but go ahead.
I don't know. It seems like I'll be right a lot of times, Bakari.
Even your boy told you was losing, but go ahead.
I don't know, but all I was gonna say is you definitely teach critical race theory, because in theory we can be racist, but in reality we aren't as much like those white people as we try to be, I guess. If we trying to be like them. That's all I wanted to say.
But that's towards our own. We're not racist towards them. We don't see, that's not our nature. Our people be racist towards themselves.
I know, but if we trying to be like them, we would be racist towards everybody though, if we was like them. That's all I mean.
But it should be. You should be.
I agree.
We should be to a certain degree protect, self-love, have self-love for ourselves.
Facts.
But and not really care about what anybody else, about anybody else. But life is not made like that for us. We have to be concerned for what they're concerned for. And
Yeah.
that's a simple thing as color.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, as far as color, yeah, that's true. That's very true. You can't get around that one. But so I can't even say what I was gonna say, but that's true. But yo, we I can't go against what you said, so I agree 100% with what you said. But there are things, because when people talk about, yeah, the law of this, who's making the law? You don't have to do anything nobody else says. You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But like, you're 100% right, because we didn't make the race thing, but we gonna have to learn how to be a part of that shit. You know. So I'm gonna let Tanzan get the last word for this. Tanzan, what's up?
Chilling.
Hi.
Hello, Lightbearer. Hello, MG2, Brother Bakari Forecast.
What's up, Tanzan?
Everything is everything, as I heard you say earlier. So, for me, I know I'm late, so I'll try to be brief. I think that what we are trying to do is to be like them in style, but not in substance. That means we're trying to look like them. When it comes to the women, we are wearing their hair, trying to put on their skin, trying to fix their accents and whatever. That's, trying to be like them in their style. And with the men, they take on some of this. Well, I won't speak about the men, but men do also, do the Gucci and the stars and all that, whatever, the outside thing. So, but we don't want to do what it takes to get where they got. We don't want to, have the substance. We want the style, but not the substance. And the substance, as we know, is being ruthless, being devious, being cunning, being, all that, turning against both others and ourselves and taking the hard way. So we just want to put on the skin, but we don't want to, do what it takes. As for that CRT thing is an insult. It's, for me, it's like that whole BLM thing. It's a lightening of the struggle of Black people. In fact, calling it a theory. What sort of theory? It's not a theory. History is not a theory. It's not theoretical. What happened with the trans, you know, both Saharan and Atlantic, which I hate to call it that because it was a trans-African slavery, but there was no theory in that. There was no theory in history. It really happened. There's no, constitutional history. There's no, independence history, theory. None of their history is theory, but when it comes to the racial aspect of it, suddenly we are in the abstract theoretical level. That's some nonsense right there. So we should just teach history as it is, as the facts were, not some theoretical, construct. And when they start to intellectualize history, then things become quite dangerous. Anyway, so yeah, that's my take on it, and I will yield.
Yeah, facts, Tanzan. So, yo, Tanzan, am I gonna be the one to tell Bakari that he was wrong this whole time, or you want to tell him?
How? I took a middle ground between both of your positions, I thought.
That's
What
true.
am I
That's
wrong?
true,
What am I
Tanzan.
wrong about, Forecast? Even when you think I'm wrong, I'm still right.
Even when I think you wrong, you still right.
Yeah.
Okay,
That don't
what
even
is
make
he
sense.
wrong about? Then I will see if I agree or disagree.
Bakari wrong about a lot. We'd be here all day long if I tell him. No, I was just messing with him. I was just messing with Bakari.
He lose every time. But you know what, man? I don't got to sleep, man. I got to get up in the morning and go drive.
All right, yo, hold on, Bakari. Yo, it's real quick. I guess there's a lot of
And
people
you're
on here.
not going to keep me up 2 o'clock, and I got to get up at 5 or 6 or 7.
Yeah, I know. Me too, my brother. All right, yo. All right, Bakari, you can get off if you want to.
Because
If you want to get.
hey, Mr. Untouchable, you see that? That's what he wanted to do, try to keep me up to 3 o'clock. No.
Now I gotta get up in the morning too. So, but yo, I had other videos I wanted to share. I know you got to get off though, Bakari. If you want to get off though,
I
if
can
you do,
listen, but I'm probably going to fall asleep while I'm listening. Yeah, man, it's
they
time for me
they're
to
like
go
a
to bed.
minute. They're like a minute long though.
Oh, okay, go ahead, man. 1 minute. I'm telling you, it's 60 seconds.
Nah, not 60 seconds. Nah.
It's 60 seconds.
All right, yo, this whole video was just to talk about this, like, yo, just to prepare people, because I was talking about like the violence that we could share, like, but this is also about the food shortage that's coming up.
Prices in the U.S. soared to record heights in February 2022. Global food prices also followed suit, posting a 20.7% increase compared
on
Reports from the Ukraine and Russia, around 12% of the globe's
And Bakari, I mean, MG2 mentioned this. I'm skipping
total
through.
calories.
if the Ukrainians can't.
the global food supply. And can anything be done to stop it?
I wish I could show this whole video, so maybe next time. But
Russia and Ukraine
but y'all get the point of that. And then Bakari, only reason I wanted you to stay on because this was talking about the diesel fuel prices that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Diesel fuel shortage has businesses and even the White House concerned. Tonight, experts warn it could push up the already high for that at.
There's talk we might soon see the same here. Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney live tonight.
Be like if we have a diesel shortage. Fuel. And that's running local. It's not running far.
I know how to make diesel.
His paycheck is smaller each week now.
You say you know how to make diesel?
Yeah, if you got a diesel vehicle, I know how to I know how to get your vehicle to run off certain
Thanks,
if your
Tanzan.
Tanzan, I guess. What's up, Koku? I'm just weak then, Tanzan. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Get you some old cooking oil. For real. Get you some old cooking oil. Oh, I can tell you how to do it. You got your diesel engine, put it in there. When you first crank it, it gonna sound like your engine messing up because it's a new type of
True.
that's being introduced to the engine. But I've seen it. I know how to do it. I know how to make that. You can make your diesel engine run. You can make your diesel engine run.
Make a big bucks, Bakari.
You can make now make these new engines. See, they talking about diesel. It ain't the diesel that killing these new trucks. They ain't being 100. They ain't being 100% true when they talking about diesel prices and all that. That's not what hurting the truckers, bro. It's not the diesel prices. It's the DEF. They're not taking the DEF fuel to these what they're called, to these truck stops. I don't use DEF. I got an older truck, so I don't use that. You know, y'all may not pay attention. I drive trucks, so I do. Y'all ever been behind a truck and you can tell when it changed a gear because the black smoke come out the pipe?
Yeah.
The trucks that have the DEF, you don't supposed to see that black smoke. But what they did was, like, you can go to like Loves and Pilots, and they are not even delivering the DEF. It's not the diesel. See, they lying. They're not 100% lying. They're like, they lying though.
Yeah.
It's DEF. And I remember this was like 2 years ago. A gallon of DEF fuel in the store was like $5. Today, a gallon is $17. And if these newer trucks run out of DEF, it's like a $10,000 fix for their truck. Yeah, it's the DEF fuel. I don't know how to make DEF fuel. So they SOL with that one. I don't know how to make the DEF.
Hey, look. So
Don't try to save
saying
me,
DEF or
Bakari.
DEF?
hey, hold on.
DEF,
So
DEF.
DEF. Oh, okay. DEF.
all right, hold on, y'all. All right, so look, it's one more video. I know everybody got to get off here right now, so I'm gonna play this last one, and then because it has to do with the abortion thing. I don't know if y'all got anything to say about that abortion thing. So I'm gonna play this video real fast, and then everybody can give their thoughts about that. You know what I'm saying? So let me share the screen real quick.
Striking down Roe v. Wade could impact women of color more severely than anyone else. A Duke University study estimates that a complete abortion ban could increase Black maternal deaths by 33%. Black women are already 3 to 4 times more likely to die giving birth compared to white women. I want to bring in Kanika Harris from the Black Women's Health Imperative. Kanika, those are some damning stats, and this is personal from you. Talk to us about your own experience as a Black woman having an abortion and what impact this ruling will have on women of color.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I never thought.
Pause right quick. Pause right quick for Gary.
Yeah.
What
Hold
the
on.
hell women of color? What the hell women of color got? I just had to say this right now. What the hell women of color got to do when they talking about how many Black babies or Black women gonna die? How it go from Black women to whoever these women of color are? I just wanted to say that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. I'm gonna give you the first word so you can get up out of here. It's only 20 seconds
Situation
left.
where I would have to contemplate an abortion. I was married, I had children, you know, substantially employed, and didn't know that I would end up in that situation. However, due to my previous pregnancies, due to experiencing trauma and racism during pregnancy and delivery.
All right, so that was the whole clip right there. So it was just a little clip. So yeah, go ahead, Bakari, and then if you getting off, go ahead and say your last words. But if you stand on, then just give you.
If you're having problems and you think you can't give birth, stop getting pregnant. Unless you want to give birth. My wife was having problems. My late wife, my two youngest kids, my youngest kid's mother. She wanted to give birth, so she got pregnant. They said she was probably gonna lose them. Her placenta leaked, literally leaked for 7 months. Even the doctor said it was a miracle. So that's why I say I believe in miracles. The doctor said he never seen the placenta feel. But anyway, she gave birth to 2 babies because that's what she wanted to do. Just because she might lose it, she ain't ever think, ooh, have an abortion. She wanted more kids. If you don't want kids, to go take all the necessary precautions not to get pregnant. If you get pregnant, if you and that man get pregnant, I'm sorry. Man, we done killed since 1970. Man, if you look and see the abortion since 1970, we have killed about 45, 50 million Black people, man, with this damn, with this abortion stuff. You know, that was the best way to kill an N-word, according to Margaret Sanger. Kill him in a room. But look, man, I thank you for letting me speak.
Hey, Bakari, real quick. So, but don't you think that we should kill the coons first?
Kill the coon? Well, you don't know if that baby gonna be no coon or not.
But he might be. So we should just like let him be born and wait till he get older, then kill him.
I don't know if he gonna be no coon or not. But I don't
Yeah,
think
so I'm saying you saying we should wait to see if he gonna be a coon, and then it's okay.
I ain't saying wait to see if he gonna be no coon. I'm saying give birth to the baby.
I ain't say that's what Bakari said, and not me.
I didn't say nothing about killing the baby.
No, but you said kill a person.
It's some people that need to die.
Okay, so
you are evil too, brother Mela.
Hey, you know what intrajumeila means, Tanzan? You know what that means, right? I know you know.
Yes.
You know what it means. It's not evil. That's just a fact. Sometimes people got to die.
So we should. So okay. So we're gonna let them have the baby. Wait till
That's
they
a
grow up.
fact.
Then kill them.
Yep. That's what good and evil is.
The baby might turn out. The baby might turn out to be a Marcus Garvey.
He might turn out to be Tommy. So he might be Tommy Sotomayor.
Oh, it could be. You know, it's
what you think.
But it's
What
living.
you think. That energy you give off is what, you know, in our culture, in our natural spirituality, we know that it's what you think.
So you don't
and if you're thinking bad, then that's what you're gonna. That's what you manifest.
So y'all don't think environment has nothing to do with it?
Huh?
So y'all don't think environment has nothing to do with it?
Environment has a lot to do with it, but if you manifest it, that's what you manifest. Though you manifest that environment.
I don't know if
you have control over your. I mean, to a certain extent, like when I was a child, I didn't have control over my environment. I had to live where my parents lived. But when I got older, I have the power to choose where I want to live. That's going to be better for me, more conducive.
I got an idea, and some people told me this was wrong, right? So for all these women that steady want to abort babies, before you kill another baby, just go and kill yourself, and we ain't got to worry about you no more.
Well,
But that's
that's what's
abortion
going to
too.
happen to black women.
No,
Black
no, that's
women.
not abortion because that person up walking around breathing and making conscious decisions to kill
Daytime
babies.
abortion.
Well, that's what happens
That's
to our
all it is.
people. They do things. They do things bad to their bodies. Then they die. Then they want to have a baby. If you
So
do an abortion, you mess up yourself. So when you do have a baby, you end up dying at birth.
all right.
So it's not a really good thing for black women. I don't think we have anything to do with abortion. I don't even know why we even, are dealing with abortion. We should never even thought about allowing them to sway us to
Well,
use that as
So,
a
so
method.
pretty
you
much
know
like
what
the
they say.
environment, the environment can affect people, right? And that'll probably like, if your mom does you dirty, you won't see your dad, you hate black men, hate black women. I know my environment help, but we gotta wait to see if this person is gonna be cool. Then we can kill them. Is what y'all saying, pretty much.
No,
Actually, I ain't say nothing about. I didn't
I'm
say
just
nothing
playing,
about
brother.
not
killing
killing
it. I didn't say
ourselves.
nothing about killing the baby being born. See,
You
that
say
keep
kill the
coming out.
coons.
That keep and some of them need to die, and that ain't gonna change. Some of them useful, some of them ain't. There's a whole lot of them
Some
I
of
can
them,
name. I don't
Bakari,
want to
some
talk.
of them will die on their own accord because
Yeah, I'm tired of
they
waiting.
don't
I'm
listen.
tired
They
of
don't
waiting
have the
on that.
mind to live. If you
I'm
don't
tired of
have the
waiting
mind
on.
to live, you're gonna head towards death anyways.
Yeah, I'm tired of
That's what
waiting on.
happens.
I'm tired of waiting on folks to die off. Sometimes you got to go ahead and take them out.
All right, so
I
Bakari
know
is
you're
like,
talking about the
You
other
want to
folks,
give
but
them
I'm
a
talking about our
chance, right?
folks. They kill themselves.
what'd you say, Tanzan?
I said, so the difference between you and Brother Bakari is that you want to just get rid of them before they get a chance, and Brother Bakari wants to give them a chance, right?
No,
No.
the difference between me and Forecast is Forecast think a coon is okay.
Nah, I'm just saying, like,
Forecast think all coons are okay.
no, Bakari advocate for
Wow.
Bakari advocate for black on black crime. That's all it is. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what you want. If that's what you want to call it. But
No,
the
all I'm
coon,
saying is I don't feel like, but maybe Bakari is trying to be like white people because they say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's just kill them.
Forecast think it's okay for people to come around and they can come and take information back and set people up and do all that.
No,
He
no,
really think
no. I didn't say that.
no.
No.
He
I
think
didn't
that's
say that.
okay because he say, oh, it's a sickness.
I say that's a slippery. I know. I say it's a slippery slope, and some people you may
It's
not
not even
want
that
them
slippery.
as coons
Some
that
of
you
it,
do. Some
some
of the
of it
people.
might be slippery. You want to make all of it be slippery? No,
Some of not
no,
all is
no.
all slippery because some of the people you allow to come in
No, it's
because
not all
you give
slippery.
some people a pass to come in and take some of that information back now. Like you give some people a pass and some people not. Now, are we gonna be with 100% against
I
the
say
schools?
some, I say, but you want to make all of them a slippery slope. All of them is not a slippery slope. And you're right, Raw. Some coons can be useful, not all coons, and I stand on that. Man, I'm
Okay,
gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all
I
again.
agree,
Bakari,
I have a cousin. He won't be useful toward no black movement. And you can think because he's black,
who
oh,
Bakari?
it's a slippery slope. No,
Who
it is not.
defines it, Bakari? Who defines it? Who is the coon? Is people who talk about Pan African the coons, or the people who talk about they Black Americans the coons? Which one's the coons?
Is it some Pan African coons? It's some Pan Africans with some coon mindset. But
That's a
the
good That's a
FBA,
good PC answer, Bakari.
but people who calling themselves FBA and love to be under their white master, and once again back to the point where you can see how black people want to be white. That's why they'll wrap themselves up in that red, white, and blue flag. Then create another red, white, and blue flag. They are way more of a they're way more of a coon.
So should they be aborted? Should they have been aborted, or we should have just waited to see if they were?
It's some of them that's useful. See, you can't make me switch what I said.
You've been switching the whole time.
Some of them useful, some of them not, man. And it's just that simple. And we can hold on to they black. So it's a slippery slope and you can't get rid of them. We can hold on to that and then just go back and study. Okay, let's just look and see. It's a slippery slope. Let's look and see what these people who we should have gotten rid of, even if you don't want to kill them.
Who, Louis Farrakhan?
Even if you
Tom,
even if you don't want to kill them, how
Louis
they should have
Farrakhan.
been, how they should have been gotten rid of and run out of the black neighborhood and away from around black people. But you hold on to some just because it's black. And the problem is, I'm not trying. I know all black people don't want to deal with me, so I'm not trying to deal with all black people. My cousin don't want to deal with me.
They will fall to the wayside.
In this movement that we talking about, I know this, and I'm not gonna sit there and say it's a slippery slope because he's my cousin. No, when I'm doing something, he won't know nothing about what I'm talking about.
Yo, I ain't say tell him what you talking about. I said, yo,
I
the
don't
biggest
want him
threat.
around. What they
I
gonna be
said the
around
biggest
for?
threat, Bakari. You let some of them around. I ain't gonna say no names.
I say some of them, and some of them are useful.
All right, so you'll let the useful ones know what you're doing. I got you.
No, they don't know what I'm doing either, but they let me know what they doing.
Okay.
Hey, fellas.
Yeah.
What time y'all got to get up in the morning?
Oh, we about to get off of
I'm
here.
gonna go to bed now.
It's 1. I'm falling asleep.
Okay. MG2, you wanted to say? Go ahead, MG2.
Yeah,
and
just
then
real quick
Tanzan.
before everyone gets off. One of the things is I love listening to sisters. The sound of you guys' voices makes me think. I learn a lot. And one of the things that kind of got me, when talking about this quote unquote abortion issue, and I may be wrong. From what I believe, Africans are the first people on the planet, or actually, I should say the only. And since then, I think that there's been billions. I may be wrong, but billions and billions and billions of people on the planet because of African women knowing how to give birth. And I find it quite remarkable, quite fascinating that that in the last 3 or 4 months, now all of a sudden there's a problem. I mean, it's like, oh, we didn't. I mean, after billions of test cases, we call people that have been on this planet for millions of years, not just a couple of years, but for millions of years. Somewhere there, it's like all of a sudden, in the last month, because of a so-called bill that these Europeans put in Congress, now all of a sudden we have a problem giving birth. It might be just me, or it might be, again, I don't take drugs, but it might be some good drugs somewhere that said, wait a minute. In other words, we've been too close to these animals that call themselves white. I believe that there is no problem with black women giving birth whatsoever. And if there is, it might be an anomaly. Of course, there are, and it might be because of this environment that we're, eating foods we shouldn't eat and being around the stress of these individuals we shouldn't be around. But as far as I know, women, and I'm talking about us, black women have no problem in terms of being able to go ahead and populate a world. If you look at the evidence, okay, look at the record. Millions of years and billions of people, these, the gods of the world, i.e. black women, have no problem. Okay, because clearly they've done the right thing for millions of years. Going back into the other video that you had in terms of, I'm not going to go over the economic factor because that's what I do for a living. Let me just tell you guys a little bit of heads up on what to look for, and please prepare for this. There more than likely will be a resurgence of the Rona, which is going to be part 2, which will be astronomical, especially for the folks that put a needle in their arm. You may see a breakdown of support services, of utilities, folks that work for utilities, folks that work in supermarkets, folks that work at gas stations, you name it. You may see that what happened in 2020 might not, it might be a remix, but something that they can't handle because they don't have the money to keep everybody home like they did the first time. So what I'm going to just say, when it comes to gas prices and everything else, even though things have been falling quite precipitously in the last few weeks, you may want to plan, especially if you live in those colder areas, for a possibility that March of 2020 will come back with a vengeance. So if that being the case, and again, this is because I have to track this data every day. This is what I do for a living. You may want to start making sure that you've made plans for a supply chain, i.e. everything from women's feminine products to brothers getting stuff for their barbershops, or from food to gas to medical care and everything else. Might not be, it might be worse than what happened earlier this year. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on that. So just to stick a pin in it, it may happen. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but things are building up for that to be a possibility. Just to give you a little advice, maybe you want to stock up now, or at least know that that might happen. Anyways, Hotep, you guys, love y'all, and I'm going to go ahead and listen offline.
All right, thanks. And it's on Tanzan, but real quick, Yeah, go ahead, Tanzan. Go ahead. It's on you, Tanzan.
To Brother Cook, Victor Ben's podcast, or give baby Pookie a chance, give baby Pookie a chance. So there you go.
I give him a chance. Bakari the one that don't give them a chance. Bakari said get rid of all of them. You know what I'm saying? That's what Bakari said. No, I'm joking. He ain't say that. He ain't say that, by the way, y'all.
No, I know, it's cool. But yeah, it's been a great discussion. I know I came in late, but for me, it's we tend to insert ourselves into conversations that have really very little to do with us and to our detriment. And this whole discussion, it's even getting as far as Africa now. People are discussing it and so on. And the sad thing with us is we get their dregs, we get their waste, their what they have discarded is what we get afterwards. When they leave religion, we take it up. When they leave, whatever isms, we take it up. Once they've discarded something, now we're championing it. So, this was not about us. This was about preserving their own, status, not so much. For the longest time, they have left it because it worked for them, but they realized it was destroying them more than it was destroying us. And so they realized, they're going to go that handmade style, route where they actually they tried this letting the women be free and be sexually blah blah blah, and they realized the women are going to run free and do whatever they want, and it's not going to be good for the community. So now it's time to rein in the women, and maybe it's time to rein in our women. Maybe it's time to do that as well. Rein in not just the women, the youth, the men. Everybody needs to rein themselves in, because the time for freedom is really over. This is the time for, I don't know what the time is it for, but I know it's not the time for, the old life of fun and happiness. But, this was for them. This was not for us. And if we're going to start arguing about, should we, should not? No, that's nonsense. We should be working on what is good for us, not what is detrimental for them. That's, the next step. But what is good for us? They've finally figured out that, it's necessary for them to create life, and that's what we should be on, not on we should control birth. Rather than controlling birth, we should, control it in such a way that
Tanzan, you went out for a minute. Tanzan. I'm not sure what happened to Tanzan mic. I think her mic came out. All right, Tanzan, you can finish up when you come back. I'm not sure what happened. Lightbearer, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, you good. I can. Yeah, Tanzan went out for a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was evident what M2 M how do you say M2C?
MG2.
MG. Yeah, it's evident what he was saying that they're doing now. They're making a they want to all of a sudden be concerned with black women, but they're one of the things that they talk about, they argue why they need abortion is for life and death situations and for rape and incest. I don't think I don't think abortion should be for any reason. Personally, I don't think you should just be killing a baby. You shouldn't be killing anything within yourself like that, physically, anyways, because you're causing more of an issue. So I would say it's interesting if someone can do the research on these women who are dying, black women who are dying at birth, giving birth. maybe perhaps they've had abortions in the past, or maybe perhaps they used some kind of medications in their history that has damaged their abilities and made it more dangerous for them to give birth. We have to, like you said, the environment and everything, but we have to be careful and take care of ourselves and not take care of ourselves the typical way that they have out here for us to take care of ourselves, but take care of ourselves through the ancient ways that have been passed down to us on how to take care of ourselves naturally. But that's the thing. If black women want to go out here and be like the white woman, then this will be this is what will be what they have to suffer. Anyone who wants to follow in the mindset of this world, they're gonna get what this world is got coming to it. You know what I'm saying? Outcast, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I mean, forecast. I called you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but great conversation, brother. Thank you for having me up, and
yeah.
I
Thank you for
really
coming on, like,
enjoyed it. It's just, are you? That's right. You said you worked during the day.
yeah. I actually was supposed to get off here like an hour and a half ago, for real. But
Okay, yeah, you need to get that rest.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been getting a little sleep here and there.
I know I just went too late tonight, but it's okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I jumped on late.
Yeah, I thank you for coming on though, like, bro. I appreciate everything you said though.
Oh, I love y'all's conversation every day. It's great. We speak in positive energy into the earth for our people. So sometimes we have to, like he said, he believed in mystical and powerful things, and it's nature has been proven to be a fact. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate it, like, bro. I'm about to go ahead and close out. Um,
all right.
yeah, so let me say this. I know Bakari left, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say nothing about Bakari. Like, but as far as the point, you know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is like, yo, whether people are for abortion or not, you know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
everybody's portion, personal business, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I don't agree with taking you know what I'm saying, rights away from anybody, but like, like then there's the argument about whether the abortion, like whether the baby is alive or not. I get the whole arguments, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The only thing I'm saying is if we are so adamant, because like, yo, I see other people doing the same thing. Like they be so adamant of like pro-life, but then when the person is born, like, yo, it is what it is. They be in the worst circumstances and then they resort to like, yo, because like a lot of the people who resort to violence, they're in terrible circumstances and they want to make money, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
there's not anything out there to help these people, you know what I'm saying? So if you're pro-life, help the people that's already alive, you know what I'm saying? And as far as us as we as a people is concerned, if we're so adamant about taking out each other and we are our worst enemy, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when it comes to like birth, like to me, I don't see that as any different. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
when we saying we are our worst enemy, we have to take out each other. That's to me no different than the pro-life people saying, oh, a baby has to be born, but then throw him in the ghetto and then shoot him down by the cops, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like they did Trayvon Martin or Tamir Rice or something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, so if we're gonna turn around and then say, oh, we gotta take out black people first, like what's the point of like because like you said, like, bro, there are situations where women may have been raped or it's terrible circumstances, and then it's circumstances where we know where both parents, like, yo, they're not on the same page, they're not married, they're not this, you know what I'm saying? And you have a baby in a terrible situation, and then it's like studies show, like odds are if you're in a poor environment and you don't, like, your mother has to work all day and you don't know who your father is, you're gonna probably resort to like doing things. And this not everybody, but the odds are you're gonna resort to going to the streets. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn from the streets, and then those are the same people,
Exactly.
right? So like,
See,
so we go ahead, like, bro, what you say?
I was gonna say there's rules within our culture.
Right,
There's rules, there's laws, because we're of nature. And what happens is people kill themselves. Our people, majority of our people, shoot themselves in the butt or the foot. And they kill themselves
right.
by your actions. We don't. If we're not balanced, if we're not as people, if we're following behind death, then that death will become us.
Yeah, I agree. And all I'm saying is before we be like, yo, the only option is to kill half of our society, maybe we should build community centers for those children, that go to jail instead of saying, oh, they're just thugs, they're just criminals. And
Mhm.
nobody on this panel ever said that. But I have
Right.
people have told me that, you know what I'm saying? So people have said, well, just talk calm and then the police won't bother you, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
like when you if that's the case, when you are in these situations to where you can do something, like we have to be able to create opportunities for our children before we just throw them away. You know what I'm saying? Say they are, because like yo, that's what I was saying with the coon. Like yo, if somebody sells drugs to other black people in our own community, some people will say that's a coon, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they causing harm in our communities.
Right.
It's really a slippery slope. We know about Jesse Lee Peterson. Okay, we all can agree about that. But then we'll start talking about spiritual leaders who will sit there and we'll debate about which black people we should take out. And then we never actually talk about how we get out of the situation we in. And my fear when we start talking about, oh, we got to take out each other first, it will be on a repeated cycle of only taking out each other, and then we'll stop when it comes to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only fear when it comes to that.
Right. I agree. We should not talk about death at all, really. We shouldn't
Right.
be trying to take out anything if we can help it. We need to be vibrating higher. But, if some people don't get that, then maybe, because what'll happen is, if we're not vibrating higher and we're not thinking about death or trying to be concerned with that, the power is in, like I said, you got the power over your environment, over what kind of environment you want to be in, you know, and you got the power of your own protection. It's not Jesus or anybody else that protects me.
Right.
It's something that's within me that protects me. It's the decisions that I decide to make.
Right. And that's all I'm saying. Before we get on women
Mhm.
for doing something, and that's not whether I agree with it or don't agree with it. But before we do that, maybe let's start doing something for our communities as a whole, so we can feel like we're a community. So people can feel like, oh, I know somewhere has my back. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
we overlook the situations and the mindset people may be in. Like, yo, I have nothing. I don't even, cause like, yo, when you have a baby and you have two parents that don't even want that baby, odds are that's gonna cause issues with that baby. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So like, yo, we have to be careful with this stuff. That's all I'm saying. But Lightbearer, you want to say anything else? Cause I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. I've been on here
No,
way
just
too
get
long.
some rest.
Yeah, I need to go to sleep.
And hopefully you have another video tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Bakari is gonna go live tomorrow. So y'all subscribe. Anybody who hasn't subscribed to Bakari channel, we should be over there tomorrow. So
All right. Good night, everybody.
all right, good night, Lightbearer.
Mhm.
Yo, peace to you, Dwayne. Thanks for staying on for so long, my brother. Let me say this. Thanks to you, my sister Raw, you know what I'm saying? Bitter Medicine Podcast, Koku. Shouts out to you, Tanzan, MG2, Mr. Untouchable, Bakari, Erica, everybody that came in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Pelage, my brother came through. Jermaine. I gotta shout out everybody that came through. K Shaw, Mayat, the Rainbow Goddess, MG2, Tommy Cool Out. I think I know who you are, my brother. But yo, I gotta say thank you to everybody, you know what I'm saying? And don't take nothing I say personal, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just be playing with Bakari and everybody else too. But the things I say I am serious about, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make y'all think from another level. And before I go, let me say again, make sure y'all subscribe to my other channel, the Forecast Radio 24, because they may try to take my channel off real soon. I don't know. They've been doing stuff like somebody told me earlier. They you know, flagging my channel because they say I might be a threat or something like that. So make sure y'all subscribe to my other channel. If something happened to this channel, I'm gonna get a text thing, so anybody who subscribed to that will know where I'm at when I'm going live. Also, this Saturday at 3 o'clock, at 3 o'clock Eastern time, that's 12 o'clock West Coast time. But on Saturday the 9th, we're gonna have another meeting. Me, Bakari, Erica. Shout out to Erica for everything that she do to help us, you know. So we're gonna have another meeting on Saturday at 3 o'clock East Coast time, 12 o'clock West Coast time, 2 o'clock Central. If you want to be a part of that, my email is in the description. Let me put it in the chat real quick. So you can be a part of that, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all and with the fundraiser, I am trying to like I said, I'm putting a time limit on the fundraiser. So at the end of August, you know what I'm saying, anybody who's gave, I'm gonna give their money back. But I'm gonna be in contact with everybody to see what's up, to see what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'll probably give their money back. But like I said, I'm gonna see what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be in contact with everybody that donated. I'm gonna be in contact with you, Raw. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for everything that y'all did. And hopefully we'll be able to make progress and we'll get to our goal where we can help somebody get a septic tank so these people don't have to live in these conditions. Because if we want to be where we want to be, if we want to be like white people, you know what I'm saying, you know, just based off the show, then they build communities, they build nations, they build things to protect them, and that's something that we have to do. So anybody who want to be a part of any of that, my email is in the chat. And you go back to the beginning because I said all of this and I put all the links in the chat. But thank y'all for listening. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something or we're going to keep falling for anything.